scheduled for about 40 minutes from now as we move into our pregame show brought to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet in Evanston. Auto Farm Chevrolet in Evanston has been serving Rich County residents for generations. We'll hear from them, and then we'll set the scene for tonight's game. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich High Rebel football on 98.3. The Wildlife with live video coverage at mylocalradio.com.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
Check. Welcome back, Rich Rebel fans, here as we welcome you now to the pregame show brought to you by Auto Farm Chevrolet. We just had a little bit of an incident with the microphone, but we are back on the air, and hopefully we are good. Welcome to the Auto Farm Chevrolet pregame show, where the Rich Rebels will be taking on the Cokeville Panthers here in beautiful Randolph, Utah. Our scene set today is brought to you by J-Bar Excavation in Randolph, the team, the tools, and the experience for your excavation projects. Call J-Bar Excavation at 435-793-5855. We'll go ahead and as we move now into the scene set. It's homecoming week here in beautiful Randolph, Utah. The Rich High Rebels, 0-2 on the season after 2 road trips down to southern Utah, take on the Cokeville Panthers in their homecoming game of the season. Trying to rebound from 2 tough road losses down south to southern region teams in 1A. The Rich Rebels come back home to Randolph to use the hometown crowd to try and steal a win here against the Cokeville Panthers. Wonderful as we are getting ready for homecoming here. Wyoming powerhouse Cokeville and against legendary coach Todd Dayton. Losing key players, Max Perry, hopefully we'll be able to get an update on him with a leg injury against Milford, bringing back quarterback Hunter Pace from a stinger against the Bulldogs last week. This is their first home game of the year, and quite a bit of different scenery rather than down south in a 4-hour bus ride. We welcome you into the booth here. I am your host, Cody Olson. Thank you very much for joining me today as we continue our coverage of the Rich High Rebels. We'll go ahead and start here with the home team, which are the Rebels today. Coming in now 0-2 on the season. Head coach Justin Grohl entering his 4th season as head coach here. After trying to bounce back from 2 tough losses, especially one against Gunnison Valley last week, 54-13. They're looking to bounce back here as they're looking to stay away from offensive turnovers. That was kind of the name and the story as to what happened last week here. The Rich Rebels looking to right that ship here up against Cokeville. We're getting a couple pieces of the sky falling down in front of the booth, but we're welcoming this Rebel team back to Randolph. We have great talent, says Coach Grohl, and we'll have some starters that should be able to step up and be leaders defensively. Also strong. We're looking forward to kind of the ship being righted. We're looking now as the Cokeville Panthers, their special teams, are out onto the floor. We're incredibly excited to welcome the homecoming crowd to my left here in the booth. We have the Booster Club serving lunch and all sorts of different amenities here. Incredibly excited as the Rich High Rebels will be taking on the Cokeville Panthers today for homecoming in an afternoon game. You'll be hearing from me, Cody Olson, voice of the Rich High Rebels, as Cokeville comes in now as a season opener. They have not yet played on the season yet. They're going to open up their football season coming down to Randolph to face off against Rich here 0-0 is the record, clean slate. Last couple weeks, Coach Todd Dayton has been getting his boys ready, scrimmaging each other, and getting ready for their season opener here in Randolph. The jump up from 2A to 1A in Wyoming football caused a little bit of a hiccup in record-wise for Cokeville as they went 5-4 on the season. Division jump, always a challenge for any school, as I've been a part of one when I was playing in high school. And it's just difficult for a school to kind of rebound. But even with that jump, Cokeville has been able to stay middle of the pack in the Western Division here of Wyoming. It's changed a little bit of their record, but not the way that they practice and prepare, as we look forward to Cokeville coming in and being as strong as they always are. This team finished middle of the pack, as I said, last year in the Western Region 2A Wyoming last year, looking to continue that climb. Their record since 2010, 94-16. That's an 85% winning percentage. And their preseason pick to be middle of the pack again. It's going to be interesting to see what Cokeville has to offer now, as we're going to go ahead and continue and finish our scene set here. You're tuned into the Auto Farm pregame show, and this has been your J-Bar excavation scene set. When we come back, we're going to visit with the Rich High alumni. I had an amazing experience being able to talk with Jenna Balch. And you're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich High Rebel Football on 98.3 The Wildlife, as well as coverage at mylocalradio.com.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Welcome back, Rich Rebel fans, to the Auto Farm Chevrolet pregame show. This segment of the pregame show is always fantastic. I get to go ahead and just be able to experience a little bit more of Randolph and Rich High School, as I was able to meet up with Jenna Balch, formerly Jenna Ames, Rich High School alum, and find out what she's kind of doing now, thanks to Mound Valley Cattle Company out of Thatcher, Idaho. Eddie and Todd Jensen always wishing the Rebels good luck in all that they do. Eddie and Todd Jensen make this segment possible. This week I caught up with Jenna and talked with her a little bit about where life has taken her. She's an absolutely fantastic interview, one of my favorites so far since coming to Rich. When we come back, we'll talk with her, and you're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich High Rebel Football on 98.3 The Wildlife, as well as coverage at mylocalradio.com.
Success doesn't come by accident. Success requires hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and believing in yourself. Eddie and Todd Jensen established the Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho on these very principles. The students, staff, athletes, and coaches at Rich High School value these same fundamentals in education and activities, in athletics, and in life. Good luck, Rebels, from Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving customers in Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming since 1997.
Welcome, Rich High fans and fans of sports everywhere, as we now segue into this segment that we like to call the Where Are They Now segment. I'm joined here with Jenna Balch, a alumni of Rich High School. I cannot begin to thank her enough for her time and meeting with me to talk a little bit about Rich High School and just kind of the adventures that she's gone on since leaving Randolph. Jenna, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Cody.
Jenna, I had an opportunity pre-interview to be able to kind of talk to you a little bit about what you do. I guess the very first key question that I'd like to ask is, when did you graduate from Rich High School?
Great question. You're going to date me, though. You're going to tell everyone how old I am. I graduated in 2003.
2003.
So getting close on 20 years post-graduation here.
Wow. That's incredible. 2003, I know that sports were huge in 2003. Rich High School's been fantastic in football and volleyball. Did you happen to do any activities? What were you involved in at Rich High School?
Yeah, I was involved in volleyball my 4 years of high school, and then also did some track and field and basketball for a couple of years, but not the entire time.
I know that sports play a really key role to Rich High School and the community of Randolph. What did it mean to you to participate in those activities and helping out your community?
I think being part of a team allows you to be something more than just yourself individually. And I think the teamwork, the camaraderie, friendships are far more than the number of wins that you have. The self-confidence that you develop, just like I said, being a part of something that's bigger than just yourself.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And it's very evident at Rich High School and in Randolph that this community and this team camaraderie just make the town really, really special. Jenna, what exactly did the years post-graduation look like for you after Rich High School?
So I left right after graduation for an internship that was in California. And then I went to Utah State starting that fall, and I was at Utah State for 3 years. I completed my bachelor's degree there and started taking business classes to start my MBA program. And then I decided to get married, so the MBA kind of went to the side. I got married right after graduation from Utah State and moved down to St. George and started working for a bank down there. And I worked for probably about a year before I applied to Southern Utah University for their Master's in Business Administration program. I kept working for the bank. The bank was great to kind of work around my schedule and took classes at night. And finished that up and graduated with my master's degree. Then work kind of took me, from St. George to Salt Lake. I was in Salt Lake for about a year. And then I moved up here to Boise, Idaho, where I am now. We lived in Boise a couple of years and then had our first child. That's Taylor. Since then, we've had two more, and I moved around to a couple different financial institutions, but most of the time I've worked in commercial lending, both originating loans and underwriting those loans. So that's currently what I do. I'm a commercial relationship officer for the bank, and so I help companies get loans to help grow their business or buy another business, also kind of help them with their money needs, whether that be deposit accounts, treasury services, credit cards, any of those types of things.
Perfect. Well,
and then about 4 years ago, I joined a local school board, just wanting to do some volunteer service. So I joined a local school board for a charter school here in Idaho. And I'm still doing that today. Today I'm serving as the chair of that school board, which it's certainly an interesting time to be on a school board right now.
I bet it very much is. We're getting news everywhere. And I'm willing to bet that you're not busy whatsoever in life right now, right, Jenna?
No, it's a safe bet that it is a little bit busy. My days are pretty consumed between kids, the school board, and work.
Well, Jenna, you answered a couple of my questions already. You're ahead of the curve on these interviews. You nailed it. I guess congratulations on all of that you've accomplished. Go Aggies, another thing that I got to put in there.
Yeah!
Jenna, it is homecoming week here in Randolph, and lots of festivities are taking place. If we were to kind of jog your memory, what kind of things do you remember homecoming being like, and just kind of the atmosphere and the excitement that happened while you were here?
Oh, man. Homecoming week is so electric. I mean, it's so exciting. Obviously, you've got the homecoming athletic games that are such a big deal. I think our coaches were always great at getting really great games for homecoming week. So that was always something that was exciting. But then, the bonfires, decorating the parade float, decorating just the school itself, exciting pep assemblies and everything going on there. Of course, the dance. You can't forget about the dance. So,
Of course.
gosh, that was such a fun week. And I think so many memories are made, at homecoming week. What a fun time. I'm so excited for everyone that's, able to do it right now.
Absolutely. And I guess the last question that I have for you, Jenna, is if you have any advice to the students for homecoming week, you might have already touched up on it. If you were to talk to them and tell them and give them any advice, what would you tell them?
I think just live in the moment. Just have a great time. Enjoy spending time with your friends, your family. That time doesn't last forever. And it's, like I said, just to enjoy the time while you're there.
Perfect. Couldn't have said it better myself, Jenna. You've absolutely been just a treat to have on. Is there anything else you want to cover before we end this interview?
No, I guess I would just say I'm so proud to say that I came from Rich High School. It was a super small school compared to others, but we were able to stand out in so many ways, and they still continue to do so today, whether that be athletics or academically. And I think especially being on a school board now, I can kind of see more of the behind the scenes of the school, and I'm just so grateful for the people inside and outside of the school that just continue to support the school and the students. I think that's what makes it so special at Rich High School is just the community support for the school and the students there.
You heard it here first. This is Jenna Balge. Jenna, thank you so much for your time and for Rich High School.
Yeah, thanks, Cody.
We're going to go ahead and step aside. You've been listening to Rich High Athletics on 98.3 The Wildlife. What we're not going to do is step aside. We'll step aside in 1 second. This segment is what we call the Where Are You Now segment, brought to you by Mound Valley Cattle Company. Eddie and Todd Jensen out of Thatcher, Idaho, wishing the Rebels good luck in all that they do. I cannot begin to thank Jenna for her time to meet with me and do that interview. She was an absolute treat to have. And go Aggies, of course. Coming up on the Auto Farm Chevrolet pregame show, we'll visit with opposing coach and legend in the state of Wyoming, as well as nationally, Todd Dayton for the Cokeville Panthers. You're going to be listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich High Rebel football all day today on 98.3 The Wildlife, with video coverage online at mylocalradio.com.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Auto Farm Chevrolet pregame show. Auto Farm Chevrolet serving Rich County residents for generations. We are broadcasting live from beautiful Randolph, Utah, where the Rich Rebels will be taking on the Cokeville Panthers. Let's go ahead and step aside to meet Coach Todd Dayton of the Cokeville Panthers on the pregame coaches show, brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Health, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, the most caring hospital on earth. Good afternoon, Rebel fans, and welcome to the Coaches Show. I am joined here by legendary Wyoming coach, Coach Todd Dayton. Coach Dayton, thank you so much for your time meeting with me today.
Hey, it's great to be with you.
Coach Dayton, there's just so much history, and you've been with Cokeville for such a long time. If I had a moment to sit down with you for a little bit longer than 5 minutes, I definitely would, because it seems like you know your football quite a bit. I can't begin to thank you for this time to kind of meet and cover a little bit about the game coming up Friday against the Rich Rebels.
Oh, it should be a good one. It's we're excited to be coming over there.
Perfect. We're excited to have you, and congratulations on your 42nd year in Cokeville. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is.
Time flies. How have you been able to see this program in Cokeville grow over 42 years, Coach?
Oh, we've had great kids, and I've had just excellent coaches helping me, and those two things really make it work.
Coach, 42 years is a long time. How have you adapted and maybe kind of molded and changed your coaching style or philosophy over 42 years? Football has changed quite a bit over a 42-year span. What have you done to make it work?
Well, I haven't changed a lot. I still think fundamentals, running the ball and stopping the other team from running the ball, are the most important things. And so we haven't changed that much. It's got wide open. They spread you out all over the field, and that's a little tougher to handle. But we believe in fundamentals, and that's where we put our time and energy into.
Coach, fundamentals are absolutely key, and it has worked out for you as you've accumulated over 370 wins in your coaching career at Cokeville. If I could fan out any more than I possibly could on this interview, I would. What makes my question for you is, I guess, over this entire span of coaching, what has made this team this year a little bit different than any season in the past?
I don't know if it's a lot different than any other teams. We've very seldom do we have a lot of depth, and we don't have a lot of depth this year. We've got some very good individual players, and we just got to mold it into a team. So I don't think it's a lot different than any other team.
Coach, you've seen a lot, and this team might not be terribly different, but how, I guess, maybe the personality and the personnel you have seen comparable in the past before, but I guess we've never seen these players before and their names. Who are some key players that, as a play-by-play announcer, am I going to be calling out quite a bit on Friday afternoon for your team?
We've got a returning starter at quarterback, Landon Walker, and that's always good to have. It's you can rely on that experience there. Trayson Dayton is a returner. He's a receiver back, runs and catches the ball well. We've got Kel Thompson playing very well on our line right now, and Hunter Thomas on the line. And so we got some experienced people around. We got a lot of inexperienced people that it's kind of scary for us right now. So we've got to get some experience in it.
Absolutely. Coach, I'm looking forward to highlighting your kids because it's all about hometown football. Nothing gets better than 1A football, a cross-border war between Rich and Randolph. This is what the American dream is all about. Coach, Coach, I absolutely love covering this sport, but there's different types of offense out there. What kind of offense will we be seeing on Friday afternoon against the Rich Rebels from your Cokeville Panthers?
Well, hopefully it's one that's mistake-free. That's what we're hoping for. An offense that doesn't make mistakes. And we're going to run the ball, and then we're going to run the ball, and then we're going to run the ball, and then we'll throw the ball a couple times.
It seems like a key to success taken from a master in his craft right here. Coach, thank you so much for your time. We're coming up at the end of this interview, but one question that I had left before we end, such a long time coaching, what kind of, I guess, life lesson have you tried to instill in these kids over 42 years that football directly translates into life experience? What's the one thing that you're trying to get these kids to understand and learn?
Be a good person. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you say you're going to be on time, be on time. Be a good person, somebody you can count on.
Perfect. Coach, I absolutely love that. Thank you. Is there anything else that you'd like to cover before we end this interview?
Nope.
Easy peasy. Thank you so much to Coach Todd Dayton of the Cokeville Panthers, and congratulations to him on his 42nd year. We'll be seeing him this afternoon, Friday, as they take on the Rich Rebels. You've been listening to The Coaches Show on 98.3 The Wildlife. Thanks again to Coach Todd Dayton for sitting down with me. It was a wonderful time to be able to pick his brain. 42 years of coaching at Cokeville. I'm sure the man has seen a lot in the sport. And it was evident in the way that I was able to pick his brain and what he kind of talked about. Be a good person. Be on time. I think the world needs a little bit more of that, and it's great that he's teaching his kids that. You're tuned into a Bear Lake Memorial Hospital pregame coaches show on Auto Farm Chevrolet. On the Auto Farm Chevrolet pregame show, we'll be right back with Coach Justin Grohl, head coach of the Rich Rebels. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich High Rebel Football on 98.3 The Wildlife with live video coverage at mylocalradio.com.
Some decisions in life have a critical and lasting impact. For example, choices concerning your health care. You want a hospital that consistently offers high-quality care and service. For Bear Lake area residents and visitors, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital has been providing optimum health care to our community for more than 70 years. And Bear Lake Memorial has been recognized again this year as a top 20 hospital in best practices for quality. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
Welcome, Rich Rebel fans, to the Coaches Show. I'm joined here with Coach Justin Grohl. Coach Grohl, thank you so much again for your time. It's always a pleasure for me to go ahead and talk to you every single week. We're getting ready. It's homecoming week. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome anytime.
Homecoming week, I kind of talked a little bit about that. It has a different atmosphere rather than, being on a bus, driving for quite a long ways, hotels and all this different stuff. Talk to me a little bit about what the team mindset would be, or what you kind of feel is different about playing at home, especially during homecoming week.
Well, this is going to be interesting because this is our very first home game, and usually you have a couple of them. Homecoming is usually towards the end and that, but this year they've decided to put it forward. So the kids are just trying to get into the routine and everything, and so it's kind of a distraction, but I hope that we can hurry and get it over with and that they can focus and play.
Ultimately, it's all about playing. It's about Cokeville this upcoming week. 2 o'clock, it's going to be an afternoon game. We talked a little bit about coming home, how that's different than playing away. You're playing in the middle of the afternoon. Does that play any different as to mindset on your team, or what you're trying to avoid, I guess, mindset-wise?
I don't think it is. They've played at home, with no lights. We have to play at home at 4 anyway. So they've just bumped it up a little bit. So it's not that big of a deal for us. I think that our biggest mindset is just to focus and have that focus and the drive that we need to have.
A lot of distractions. I know that you can probably reel these guys in a lot better than I can, 100%. I'm really glad to be able to cover homecoming, a lot of the festivities and all this kind of stuff. I want to go ahead and move a little bit into, I guess, health status. We saw a lot of people get kind of banged up a little bit. Is everybody going to be okay? Frankly, we got to respect everyone's privacy as to terms of what health status really is, but how's the depth looking so far as we are 2 games into this season?
Well, we're still struggling with health. There's kids that have been hurt and they're trying to get back. There's some others that have been being beat up and banged around, and we're just trying to get the ice and get them healthy and get them back. And the good part about it is these kids can recover pretty well. They're youthful and that their body heals pretty well. So that we'll just keep going. As of right now, we're banged up a little bit, but we're not. There's other than Max. Max has been out for this week and some of the last week, but if we can get him back and that we'll be doing better.
Depth is really important, and I know that I covered Max last week. You've seen him on crutches. He's kind of like a day-to-day situation. They're young. They're spry. I know they can bounce back really easily. I wish that I could. I used to back in my day. But are we going to be able to see quarterback Hunter Pace able to practice this week? You'll be taking him slow or anything on the news on him?
He's good to go. He's recovered over the weekend. I've been in contact with them, and he's doing well, and so we should be back there, but we don't have the depth that we sometimes have, and that's just playing 1A. You have 1, maybe 2 in a position, and if you're lucky, and so you have to hope that you don't have any injuries, but then when you do, you have to shift around and put people in that can maybe help you.
Be adaptable. I know that that's a key to kind of winning these games, and depth is always going to be a struggle when you're a small school. 1A is difficult. I want to go ahead and dip into, from my eyes, calling the game. It was very clear to me that Trey Walker has spunk. He likes to get in people's face, and he's got a fighter attitude. And it's a good thing, I feel as though, that the football team can really vibe off of. What are your thoughts a little bit on Trey and how he performed?
Trey really stepped up this last week, and we've known that he could for several years. He's just kind of he's always had that mindset, and when he wants to do it, he's pretty athletic, and he can get out and move, and he did really well. I was really pleased with him, and I hope that he continues that throughout the rest of the year. And I hope that a few of the team will look at that and piggyback off that, and that others will step up and just do a little bit more and lead us a little bit more.
I know that his passes, or I guess pitch, it was pretty close on his second one. 70 yards and 65 yards all the way down the sideline, putting on the Jets. Good to see Trey out there. I'd love to be able to cover him against Cokeville and see a little bit more from that. Coach, is there anything else on your mind that you want to cover before we end this coach's interview today?
No, I'm just excited for this week, and I hope that we'll get a lot of people out to homecoming. These kids are excited, and they're looking forward to it, and they love to have a crowd and be able to play in front of people. So we're excited to do that, and I hope everybody gets out and supports them this week.
I would cheer and I would yell if I wasn't connected to a headset, Coach. Thank you so much for your time. This is Cody Olson. This is Cody Olson reporting live here in Randolph, Utah for homecoming. We're about 5 minutes away, maybe 6 minutes away, to be more exact, away from kickoff. You have been listening to the pregame coaches show brought to you by Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth. On this segment of the Auto Farm Chevrolet pregame show, we'll be right back with the green scene on this Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich High Rebel football on 98.3 The Wildlife with live video coverage at mylocalradio.com.
Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty in beautiful Bear Lake enthusiastically supports the Rich High Rebels.
After all, I raised 4 of them, from football, basketball, wrestling to volleyball. I supported them all. I bleed blue.
The Caribbean of the Rockies, Bear Lake, offers a variety of activities in every season. Pam would love to assist you in finding your own Bear Lake retreat. Call her today, 435-779-0012.
Rich Rebel fans, welcome back to homecoming against the Cokeville Panthers here. Kickoff slated for about 5 minutes from now. And we're going to welcome you back to the Auto Farm Chevrolet pregame show. The green scene today is going to be brought to you by Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty, selling Bear Lake in Idaho and Utah. Call Pam Cornea today at 435-779-0012. It's beautiful weather, slight breeze, just perfect weather for football. But granted, I say that about every single type of weather, maybe not freezing cold, but sunny here in Randolph. We're pushing probably about 80 degrees, probably out in the sun. You might cook out there a little bit. But the breeze is keeping the hot off, and you can't ask for anything better. We have fans circling the field, a huge booster club handout with food. And the town of Randolph is here to support their Rich High Rebels as they are warming up. 4 minutes away from kickoff. We'll either keep it here or step aside during the national anthem. And to be more exact, it's going to be about 73 degrees here in Randolph. Super exciting. We have fans out from Cokeville on the southeast side, near the southeast portion of the end zone. Cokeville Panthers warming up on the south side, and the Rich High Rebels on the north side. The Rich Rebels wearing their black tops with white numerals and blue pants. Opposite to them, the Cokeville Panthers with their accented orange, white jerseys, orange numerals, and orange pants. It is go time for both of these teams. Homecoming for the Rich Rebels as well as the season opener for the Cokeville Panthers. Thanks to Pam Cornea with Town & Country Realty in Garden City for sponsoring today's green scene. We're about 3 minutes away from kickoff today. When we return, we'll look back to the list and kind of talk about the history between these two teams. On the Laketown Ledger, you're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich High Rebel football on 98.3 FM with live video coverage at mylocalradio.com.
Success is no accident. It comes from constant hard work, perseverance, sacrifice, and learning from failure. Laketown Mayor Burdette Weston and council members Dallas Clark, Chris Hodges, Gary Ogilvie, and Delora White encourage the Rich High Rebels to continue to do whatever it takes to succeed in academics, activities, and athletics. The town council and citizens of Laketown celebrate the success of all the students and staff in the Rich School District.
Out come the teams to meet on the 50-yard line logo. The coin toss will go ahead and recap after we come back as part of our Auto Farm Chevrolet pregame show. Auto Farm Chevrolet serving the residents of Rich County for generations. Let's take a look at the last time these two teams met. On the Laketown Ledger, brought to you by the town of Laketown, last met. We're going to go ahead as I'll pull it up here. That's the wrong graphic, but if you read with me here, last time that these teams met, Cokeville taking the win against Rich on September 4th, 2020, 34-6 would be your reading. I'll go ahead and fix that up. Senior Connor Greer at that time had a 68-yard kickoff return as Cokeville, fun fact, as a 6-1 all-time against Rich High School. Last Rich win was in 1987. That was, in fact, the 7th year that Coach Todd Dayton had been coaching the Cokeville Panthers. Coach Todd Dayton has been coaching the Panthers for 5 years longer than Rich High School has been a school. He is incredibly he's been here the entire time. So if anyone has a question, I'm sure that Todd Dayton will remember as Rich and Cokeville played for 5 straight years from 1985 to 1989. Wonderful work between these two teams. We're going to go ahead and step aside here as we go ahead and get the national anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That was the Pledge of Allegiance. Here, as we're just getting ready for kickoff, wonderful weather here in beautiful Randolph. Getting super excited. We'll come back to you for the results of the coin flip. We'll go ahead and step aside as this Laketown Ledger has been brought to you by the town of Laketown. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich High football on 98.3 with live video coverage at mylocalradio.com.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Welcome back to the homecoming game. The Rich Rebels will be taking on the Cokeville Panthers here, 2 p.m. kickoff time, as Cokeville won the toss and decided to defer to the second half. They will be kicking off to the Rich High Rebels. We'll go ahead and dip into the keys of the game really quickly. Key number 1 for the Rich Rebels, run the football. You can be safe. You can protect the football, which is going to go into our third point here. By running this football, they're going to be in great shape, as it has been fairly consistent for the Rich Rebels throughout the entirety of the game. Go ahead and limit these turnovers now, as kickoff is slated. These Epic Recreation keys to the game have been brought to you here, as we'll go ahead now. kickoff from Cokeville is going to go far to the right on the far sideline, out of bounds. As Laundry will hit the field, we'll get the call from the referee. That will help us spot the ball perfectly. Rebels will take over the ball here on offense. Illegal procedure, kicking out of bounds on the Cokeville Panthers. They're going to spot the ball smack dab at the 35-yard line. Your Rich Rebels on offense, working from left to right on your radio dial.
Rebels will have a first down at the 35-yard line.
35-yard line, come the Rich Rebels in a I formation, quarterback, and then 2 running backs behind him, wide receivers on the left side. They're going to hand it up right up the middle, and he's going to get met by the defensive line of Cokeville Panthers. He's going to maybe, if they're kind with the spot of the ball, get back to the line of scrimmage here. Landon Walker with the tackle from Cokeville. As they hand it off, I believe, to Trey Walker. Trey gets the handoff. Now 2nd and 11 coming up from the 34-yard line, far hash. Under center, quarterback Hunter Pace. With 2 wide receivers on either side, they're going to send Carrillo in motion. Carrillo will get the snap and get the pitch and bounce outside to the 30 and get brought down after a 1-yard loss. Great pursuit by the Cokeville defense, stretching out that line, trying to make Carrillo run farther than he needed to. That's exactly what they did, as they'll come to the near sideline here, situated now at the 33-yard line. 3rd and 12 coming up for the Rich High Rebels. Quarterback Hunter Pace in the shotgun with 2 wide receivers on either side, situated on the near hash. He will survey the field, get the snap, and a 3-step drop and put it right up over the middle as it's behind Riley Carrillo, incomplete. Incomplete will bring up 4th down for the Rich High Rebels. In the general vicinity, didn't necessarily break up the pass, but in that area, number 4, Micah Peterson of Cokeville, the ball was thrown just behind Carrillo. Incomplete, bringing up 4th down and 12, situated on the near hash here, working from left to right. Here comes the punt as quarterback Hunter Pace is situated at the 20. Has time, he's going to boot that ball far into the left, fielded by Cokeville at the 35-yard line. He's going to go ahead and get tripped up and brought down near midfield, and that's where they will start as Cokeville trots their offense out onto the field. That was a return by Kason Walker, I believe. At around midfield, the Cokeville Panthers seeing their offense for the first time. They're preseason picked to be middle of the pack in 2A Western Wyoming Division here. Under center, Landon Walker, quarterback of the Panthers, with a plethora of running backs in the backfield. He'll pitch it out to Mo Uwasike as he goes around and gets the corner all the way down to the 23-yard line. He's going to get a great pitch and a great run. That's going to be their opening play here. Uwasike, big boy, 208 running back, junior for the Cokeville Panthers. So we get a sign to get the clock running and rolling here. 1st down and 10 coming up from the 20-yard line. Landon Walker under center with 2 running backs behind him in a bunch set, a wing with Uwasike to his left as well. Here's the pitch out to the right, and they're going to be snuffed out by the Rich Rebels. Trayson Dayton's not going to go anywhere as he gets the pitch going from the left to the right, trying to work his way near the northeastern side of the field, but he's going to get snuffed out for about a 3-yard loss, wrapped up by Carrillo and Pace in the backfield.
Ball's on the 23-yard line.
9:40 left in the first quarter here. As we just barely had the Town of Woodruff kickoff to open the game, and opening possession by Rich, 3 and out, and now the Cokeville Panthers are now on offense. Town of Woodruff here, sponsoring this first quarter. They're going to go ahead, a spin and a quick throw out to the right from Walker to his receiver, Trayson Dayton. Out in the slot to the right, he'll make a man miss and get all the way down to the 18-yard line on the far hash. 3rd and 9. 3rd and 8 coming up. 3rd and 8 coming up for the Cokeville Panthers. First quarter today is brought to you by the Crawford Trough in Randolph, the place to eat and drink. Under center, Walker will pitch out to Uwasike. Uwasike will get a block and run out to his left and then finally get brought down near the 10-yard line. Swapping sides of the field, going from the right hash to the left hash. Uwasike, with his run, will bring up 4th and 2, situated on the west side hash here, working from right to left on your radio dial at the 12-yard line of Rich. In comes Landon Walker, getting the play from the sideline. Coach Todd Dayton breaking the huddle here. They're going to line up in that 2 running back set and a wide receiver far out to the right here. Under center, he's going to hand off to Uwasike. Uwasike is going to get stood right up at the 10-yard line and get pushed back. I don't believe that they are going to get that first down from my angle. Depends on the spot that they're going to give it to him. That's going to be a turnover on downs. The Rich High Rebels able to stop the Cokeville Panthers on their opening drive as they went forward on 4th down from the 12-yard line, had to get to the 10-yard line. Now flipping possession, the Rich Rebels now have a chance to run the length of the field. They're starting on their own 10-yard line here on the right hash. Quarterback Hunter Pace will be under center with trips out to his left. Riker Conk behind him. One wide receiver out to his right. He'll survey and drop back, 5-step drop, and look especially to his left. Down the field he goes, but he's going to be overthrowing his intended receiver, Carrillo, as Carrillo stopped near the 30-yard line and the ball fell down at the 40. Carrillo stopped his route right there as the ball will fall incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up from the 10-yard line. Situated on the near hash here, they have to work 90 yards to find pay dirt. Working from left to right on your radio dial. Now in shotgun, quarterback Hunter Pace with running back to his right, 2 wide receivers to either side. He'll get the snap and look immediately to his left, and the shovel pass will fall as it is intercepted by Uwasike. It's tipped up at the line of scrimmage up into the air. Uwasike will intercept the ball as he snuck out and sniffed out that little shovel pass that Rich tried to do. 6 points coming up for Cokeville on that interception return for a touchdown. That is an interception for a touchdown by Uwasike of the Cokeville Panthers as he snuck out near the line of scrimmage. That shovel pass. The PAT is down and up and to the right. No good. It will stay 6-0 on the Station on Main scoreboard. We'll go ahead and take a step aside here as you've been listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Football on 98.3 The Wildlife with live video coverage at mylocalradio.com.
Sometimes you just start craving a really good, juicy burger. Add cheese, maybe some bacon, and all the fixins that make every bite even better than the bite before it. Add a side of hand-cut fries, onion rings, or crisp tater tots, and top it off with an amazing ice cream cone. Or maybe a raspberry shake. Just thinking about it makes me hungry. When your stomach is grumbling like an angry bear and your cravings call out, head right down to the Crawford Trough in Randolph. The place to eat and drink. Stop in today.
Welcome back, Rich Rebel fans, to the first quarter brought to you by the Crawford Trough in Randolph, the place to eat and drink. Wouldn't you know, it's the place where I ate this afternoon for lunch. The Crawford Trough, fantastic. Your score on the Station on Main scoreboard is 6-0. The Cokeville Panthers able to get an interception for a touchdown on a botched shovel pass from quarterback Hunter Pace. Here comes the kickoff as it's going to go ahead and almost find the exact same spot as it did last time, out of bounds on the eastern side of the sideline. illegal procedure coming up for the Cokeville Panthers. They'll situate the ball right smack dab in between the hashes at the 35-yard line for the Rich Rebel offense. Looking for their first LSR refrigerated first down. Darren and Tricia and the entire Wallentine family wish the Rebels good luck in all that they do. Trotting out onto the field, quarterback Hunter Pace. Taking his time to break the news to the offense what the next play will be as 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line, working from left to right on your radio dial. Under center, he has 3 running backs behind him. 1 wide receiver to either side as a handoff right up the middle to Trey Walker will gain about 2 yards. He'll run into that initial wall and use his power to move forward for 2 yards. Still situated right smack dab in the middle of the hashes here. In on the tackle, that's 54 Jesus Bencamo, 213-pound defensive end. Under center again, Pace in I formation with 2 wide receivers on the near side, 1 wide out far to the left on the east. He'll get the snap and hand off directly as the play action fake here to quarterback Hunter Pace will keep it himself running to the near home sideline. He'll get first down yardage as he faked it to Riker Conk. And able to pull that out in the pitch option play, picking up 13 yards. Here comes the offense again after getting their first LSR refrigerated first down, situated right at the 48-yard line on the near hash. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right, 2 running backs behind him. Pace will get the snap and hand it off to Carrillo on the misdirection. Carrillo will make one move, and he's going to go ahead and tiptoe down the sidelines all the way down to the end zone. Touchdown, Riley Carrillo, on a handoff directly to the tight end, or the slot receiver lined up real close as he took the handoff, coming to the near sideline, able to find a block. He only had 1 guy to miss, and the wide receiver did his job blocking. That's going to be a touchdown for Rich High School, their first one of homecoming, on a 50-yard touchdown run from Riley Carrillo. Walker now, PAT attempt, snap is down and up, and just to the left. No good. 6-6 will be your reading on the Station on Main scoreboard here in the first quarter, brought to you by the Crawford Trough in Randolph. We'll go ahead and take a step aside here as you've been listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football. Volleyball later today, as I will be here covering that on 98.3 The Wildlife and coverage at mylocalradio.com. We'll go ahead and do the fan cam. We have fans from both sides here. It's a little bit difficult for us as we're going to go ahead. The Rich fans are situated on the west side of the field, right underneath us to the left and right of us. Our camera not able to pick them out completely. We've got fans basically spread around the entire field. It's in a wonderful atmosphere here in Randolph as a 50-yard touchdown run to a direct handoff from quarterback Pace to Carrillo. He'll go around the end all the way and just off to the races he goes down the sideline for the touchdown. 6-6 is your reading on the Station on Main scoreboard with 6.5 minutes left in the first quarter. They're going to go ahead and the ball will fall to the turf after kind of a off the side of the foot kick from quarterback and now kicker Pace. It's going to go spinning right on its top, almost as if it was a dreidel, go past the 50-yard line. We're now going to have a dog pile at the 40-yard line, and we'll get a call that the Rich Rebels have recovered the onside kick. Recovering that kick, Kaysen Johnson, sophomore, 5'7", 145. Small body on the bottom of a dog pile, but he's able to come up with the pigskin. The Rich Rebels have the football at the 40-yard line of the Cokeville Panthers. Here in the first quarter, 6.5 minutes left, working from left to right on your radio dial. In the shotgun, Pace with 2 wide receivers to either side. He'll step back, 7-step drop, look deep to the left, and find Carrillo just incomplete, covered up pretty soundly by Trayson Dayton of Cokeville. That bullet from Pace trying to find Carrillo right on the hash, on the left hash, incomplete, near the 25-yard line. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Rich Rebels. Pace under center with Conk behind him. Spread out, 2 wide receivers to either side of the field. We're going to get a false start on Trey Walker. They'll back the Rebels up about 5 yards.
Procedure penalty against the Rebels, 5-yard penalty.
Trey Walker, a little bit overzealous. Probably thought he was going to get that pass. 2nd and 15 now at the 45-yard line, situated on the near hash here, working left to right on your radio dial. I'm Cody Olson here, Rich Rebel voice, as they're back in the same formation in shotgun, 2 wide receivers to either side with Conk behind Pace in the backfield. He'll step back, 5-step drop, and look over the middle. Just at the feet, incomplete for Trey Walker. Incomplete at the 39-yard line. That was going to be a pickup of about 6 yards, but just too low. Incompletion for Pace, as 3rd and 15 now face the Rebels. Still in Cokeville territory. I would assume that if I were in this position, it's probably 4-down territory, just too long for a field goal and just really, really short for a punt. We're going to get a timeout from Rich. Coach Grohl will take his first timeout of the first quarter, brought to you by the Crawford Trough in Randolph. We'll go ahead and take a step aside as you've been listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football on 98.3 FM and live coverage at mylocalradio.com.
Some decisions in life have a critical and lasting impact. For example, choices concerning your health care. You want a hospital that consistently offers high-quality care and service. For Bear Lake area residents and visitors, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital has been providing optimum health care to our community for more than 70 years. And Bear Lake Memorial has been recognized again this year as a top 20 hospital in best practices for quality. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches.
Welcome back. A quick timeout from Rich as they're in trips now to Pace's left, situated on the near sideline. He'll get a 5-step drop and look right underneath. Trey Walker will get the ball at the 40-yard line, make a move down to the 37-yard line. He'll pick up about 7 yards as 4th and 8 now face the Rebels. They were able to get the nose of the defensive line as the whole defensive line were able to move forward. Wide receiver Trey Walker able to get that completion after the dump off right in the middle, still situated on the near hash. 4th and 7 up for the Rich Rebels, working from left to right in Cokeville territory at the 37-yard line. Under center, trips to his left. Pace will get the ball and roll out to his left, but gets danced around in the backfield. They're going to call it dead before he's brought down to the ground at the 50-yard line for the sack. That's number 62, Hunter Thomas, senior for Cokeville. Turnover on downs now as Thomas was able to just shoot the A-gap right in the middle of the offensive line. I guess forward progression after the right before the wrap-up. We'll have the ball situated at the 46-yard line of Cokeville. Cokeville will take over now on offense. 6-6 now is your reading on the Station on Main scoreboard. 5.5 minutes left in the first quarter. Landon Walker under center. 2 wide receivers to the right as he pitches out to his right. That's running back Trayson Dayton for a 6-yard pickup on the pitch out to the right side of the offense. right near midfield. 2nd and 4 coming up. 2nd and 5 coming up for the Cokeville Panthers. Right at midfield, under center again. Three-year starter Landon Walker will go ahead and hand off to his right. That's Trayson again as he'll get down near first down yardage. Carrillo on the tackle. They'll go ahead and move the sticks as that's a first down for Cokeville. Under center again. They're going to hand off to the left now to Usaki. Usaki upended after a 2-yard gain. Run right up the middle. That's exactly what Coach Todd Dayton said. Verbatim quote from Coach Dayton, we're going to run the ball and maybe run the ball some more and occasionally pass. And I guess that's how football works, as he's been doing exactly that. For the Cokeville Panthers, 2nd and 8 coming up, situated at the 42-yard line of the Rich Rebels. Now in Rich Rebel territory. Uwasike, running back, taking that last one. Under center again. Here comes quarterback Walker, as we're going to get a man run down the field. He didn't know what was happening. That's number 5, Trayson Dayton. That's going to be a false start. He was off to the races. You could have timed him on 100 and would have broke probably sub 10 seconds, I'm sure. He was excited for that one. 2nd and 14 coming up for the Cokeville Panthers here in the first quarter. Under 4 minutes left in the first quarter, brought to you by the Crawford Trough. Again, to recap, we have an interception for a touchdown for Cokeville on a botched shovel pass, and then a 50-yard touchdown rush by Carrillo, 6-6, as Walker is under center, 3 running backs behind him. He'll pitch out to the left here on the near side, but get wrapped up by Conk for no yard gain. We're going to see Conk get super stoked. I love it. Hyping up this hometown, homecoming crowd. 3rd and 13. 4th down, actually. I lost track here. 4th down coming up for the Cokeville Panthers. Here comes Cokeville on 4th down at the 47-yard line of Rich.
I thought it should be third. It should be 3rd down. The first one was the
I'm believing it's 3rd down. They're going to go ahead and roll out after getting the snap. Walker will go ahead and find his receiver. Incomplete. In the flat here, he's going to roll out. And here comes the jeers, and I think we might have had a set. They're going to fix it now as 4th down is now upon us. 4th down and 14 coming up. Quarterback Landon Walker was going to go ahead and roll out to his right, trying to find Tanner Brown in the flat. He was open just off of his fingertips. 4th down and 14 coming up. Uwasike back to punt. His cleats situated firmly at the 40-yard line of Cokeville. As we have Noah Perry and Trey Walker back to receive for Rich. That's a kick and a half, as it's going to be fielded right at the 10-yard line. Perry will go ahead and get pushed right down. Quick. Immediately hit there at the 10-yard line. That's where Rich will pick up after the punt from Cokeville. That's a 50-yard punt from Uwasike. Rich Rebels will pick up at the their own 10-yard line, working from left to right on your radio dial, smack dab in the middle of the hashes. Under 3 minutes left in the first quarter. 6-6 is your reading on the Station on Main scoreboard. Hunter Pace under center with Carrillo and Conk behind him. Walker to his right, as well as wide receivers wide out on either side. He'll go ahead and do that fake up the middle to Conk and then pitch out to Carrillo. This time it's not going to work, though. It's going to be brought down in the backfield for a 1-yard loss. Carrillo will get wrapped up by number 54, Jesus Bencomo of Cokeville, defensive end. Nate Woods checking in, substitution, bringing in the play, I'm sure, as 2nd and 11 face the Rich Rebels at the 10-yard line. Now at the near hash. Here is Pace in the shotgun with 2 wide receivers to either side. He'll go ahead and step back, 5-step drop and look across the middle. Carrillo was in the vicinity. He'll bounce off his hands, incomplete at the 15-yard line. 3rd and 11 now. Quarterback Hunter Pace is 1 for 7 for 8 yards currently in the game with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. If Carrillo were able to reel that one in, he had space to move. Up and out he probably would have been, but incomplete is the call. 3rd and 11 now at the 10-yard line of the Rich Rebels. Under center, Pace will get the snap and do a little reverse to Carrillo as Carrillo gets his head ripped off as multiple face masks penalties will come off onto the field from the referees. That will be an automatic first down for the Rich Rebels, as I'm surprised that Carrillo has his head still. As we get a confirmation from our head referee, White Hat here, that was a face mask penalty. Pretty severe, as a first down yardage will be added onto the end of the run. That was a direct handoff to Carrillo coming in from the tight end kind of slot position from the left to the right. As we get the call to run the clock, under 2 minutes now in the first quarter. The Rich Rebels situated at the 30-yard line, their own 30-yard line, 2 running backs behind Pace under center. He'll get the handoff and fake to Conk and get run down as he gets brought down by a plethora of Cokeville Panthers. I'm counting probably at least 7 people on top of him as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Pardon, he's going to get 1 yard. 2nd and 8 coming up for the Rich Rebels. In runs in Levi Stonehouse, sophomore, 5'9", 130 pounds. 2nd and 8 coming up for the Rich Rebels with just over a minute left in the first quarter, brought to you by the town of Randolph, by the Crawford Trough in Randolph. All right, 2 wide receivers to either side on the far hash under center with Conk in the backfield. They'll send Carrillo in motion and pitch it straight to him. Conk will get the lead block, and Carrillo will find the hole. Up and around and through every single member of the defense besides one. Carrillo will get a 4-yard gain as 3rd and 3 now face the Rich Rebels. Fantastic block to eat up a linebacker. Riker Conk was able to find a little bit of space for his buddy Carrillo. For about a 4-yard gain. 3rd and 3 coming up for the Rich Rebels at the 36-yard line. 2 running backs behind him. That's Carrillo and Conk. Carrillo will get the direct snap and handoff as he falls forward for about a 2-yard gain. He's going to be 1 yard short. It was perhaps my angle, but they're going to go ahead and give him the first down yardage. That's an LSR refrigerated first down for the Rich Rebels. That will bring us to the end of the first quarter. 6-6 is your reading on the Station on Main scoreboard at the end of the first quarter here. We'll step aside as you've been listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football on 98.3 The Wildlife. Your host, Cody Olson, will be here all day covering football and volleyball as we step aside. Here, you'll be listening and hearing this, watching it at mylocalradio.com.
Some decisions in life have a critical and lasting impact. For example, choices concerning your health care. You want a hospital that consistently offers high-quality care and service. For Bear Lake area residents and visitors, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital has been providing optimum health care to our community for more than 70 years. And Bear Lake Memorial has been recognized again this year as a top 20 hospital in best practices for quality. Bear Lake Memorial Hospital in Montpelier, Idaho. Count on us to care.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Time 5.
Thank you to T-Bar Body Shop as we're coming back into second quarter action. Pace will run for his life after running to his left from the 40-yard line here. Working from right to left on your radio dial. That's the Rich 40-yard line. Situated on the far hash. He'll get the snap, run near the home benches. Get back to the line of scrimmage for 2nd and 10 coming up from the 40-yard line. This is the second quarter, brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. For all your propane needs, call 435-793-4208. The reading on the station on main scoreboard is 6-2-6 in the first quarter, beginning here, 11.5 minutes. Under center, Pace with 2 running backs behind him. Handoff directly as Trey Walker finds a hole. He'll pick up about 8 yards on that play. Direct snap right up as they hand off right up the middle. He'll go ahead and not get touched until he gets about to the second line. 3rd and 1 coming up. 3rd and 1 at the 48-yard line of Rich. Rich flipping the fields now, going from right to left. They're coming from the south to the north, trying to find pay dirt, and they're about 52 yards out from it right now as they are under center. 2 running backs behind him, 2 wide receivers to the right. They'll go ahead and hand off to Carrillo. Carrillo will bully his way forward and get tripped up for first down yardage. He'll gain about a yard and an extra 2 inches to go ahead and move the sticks. An LSR refrigerated first down for Carrillo. We are exactly on the R for Rich High School logo, 50-yard line now. Here comes the offense. There's 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 running backs behind Pace. He'll hand off to Carrillo. This time Carrillo will get stood up and destroyed by the quarterback of the Cokeville Panthers, Landon Walker, for a no-yard gain. 2nd and 10 coming up. Closer to the near hash now. Trying to find another LSR refrigerated first down. Close game here if you're tuning in to 98.3 The Wildlife or to mylocalradio.com. 6-6 is your reading, under 10 minutes. 3 running backs behind Pace. Pace will pull it out from underneath Conk and barely be able to hold the ball on as some laundry comes out onto the field near the 50-yard line, right where quarterback Pace will get tackled. That was a tackle by Michael Cook of the Cokeville Panthers. We're going to get a call holding on the offense against the Rich Rebels. They're going to march them back. 2nd down will continue to be the call. But no longer 2nd and 9, but 2nd and 20. Situated at the 40-yard line now. The Rich 40-yard line, that is. We're right smack dab in the middle of the hashes as we get a call to run the clock, as it will continue to run with 9.5 minutes left in the second quarter, brought to you by the town T7 Propane in Woodruff. Pace lines up under center. With Conk behind him, he'll step back, 5-step drop, and get wrapped up and tackled for a loss. Waited a little bit too long to throw the ball. Sneaky move. They were trying to do a pop and go thing on their near sideline with the wide receivers. We saw Carrillo running all the way down the field waiting for that. They sold it pretty well. Timeout Rich, as 3rd and 25 will face them. We'll go ahead and step aside ourselves in the second quarter. 6-6 is your reading with 9 minutes left. You've been listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich High Rebel Football on 98.3 FM with video coverage online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether it's for your home, your ranch, your equipment, or your business, when you need propane, count on the best. T7 Propane in Woodruff. The safe and professional team at T7 Propane offers quality product and the most responsive propane service in the area, so you can enjoy the affordability, reliability, and efficiency of propane. For heating, cooking, grilling, motor fuel, and more, count on the team at T7 for your personal or business propane needs. 435-793-4208.
Welcome back now to the second quarter, brought to you by T7 Propane in Woodruff. 3rd and 25 facing the Rich Rebels after a sack and a holding penalty pushed them all the way back to their own 35-yard line. They have to get to the opposite 40 for the first down, but they'll get them to jump. There's going to be some movement out onto the field, and they're going to call it on the Rich Rebels. False start is going to push them back to the 29-yard line. This is a very, very long 3rd and 31 coming up for the Rich Rebels. A holding penalty, a sack, and a false start. That will give you 3rd and 31, and that's what we're seeing here, situated at the 29-yard line. Quarterback Pace in the shotgun with trips to his left on the near sideline. He'll step back and look across the middle. Intended for Trey Walker, near the line of scrimmage, incomplete. 4th down now for the Rich Rebels. Quarterback and punter Pace have his cleats now situated at the 15-yard line. The kick returners for Cokeville are situated right at the first down marker. Here comes the snap as it is fielded and taken by Pace. Pace will put it high and to the right. It'll take a nice rich bounce all the way down as Trey Walker will pick it up at the 34-yard line. On the far hash is where the Cokeville Panthers will pick up their offense. This is going to be their 3rd crack on offense. 6-6 is your reading on the Station on Main scoreboard with 8.5 minutes left in the second quarter. 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. That's a 37-yard punt from punter, quarterback, all-around utility man, Hunter Pace for the Rich Rebels. Under center now, this is Landon Walker with 2 running backs behind him, kind of in a wing formation as the handoff right up the middle is going to get whacked hard, but not after he picks up 3 yards. Jack Dayton for the carry for the Cokeville Panthers. He's a sophomore, 145. He looks a little bit out of place as the Cokeville offense is very tall, very large. Jack Dayton a little bit smaller as he's able to sneak in a couple behind the linemen for a 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6 coming up from the 37-yard line. Cokeville. Motion, Uasike. As quarterback Landon Walker will get wrapped up in the backfield. The play development was a little bit too long. Carrillo will get that sack. No, that's about a 5-yard sack for Carrillo. 3rd and 11 coming up for Cokeville at the 34-yard line. Landon Walker and company will strut out for 3rd down as he goes under center. A little bit of placement, captain work. USCK situated on the near sideline. Quite a few people on the line. They're going to drop back to pass as the pass goes up and over and taken off the fingertips of Pace. Pace had that perfectly in his placement, situated. That ball was almost intercepted right on the numbers at the 40-yard line on the near side by Pace, but it will go ahead and get out of his grasp and then received and just picked up by a Cokeville player and taken for first down yardage. Now at the 45-yard line, that's one of those plays that you really want to have back. Redo that one over. First down and 10 coming up for the Cokeville Panthers on the near side. Now in shotgun, here comes Walker, number 12. Trips to his right on the short side of the field. They're going to hand it off to USCK. USCK will make one man miss in the backfield, but get back to the line of scrimmage. Trey Walker getting his team pumped as they're now going to put the ball right in between the hashes. They tried to stack their team and put trips out as kind of a diversion on the short side of the field and try and give a little more running room to USCK. Not going to get past Trey Walker, who will bring him down right at the line of scrimmage for 2nd and 10 coming up. Under 6 minutes left in the second quarter, brought to you by T7 Propane and Woodruff. Instructions from quarterback Walker to USCK. He's under center. They'll get the ball and roll back out to pass. He's going to step back and throw to the far sideline and find his man at the 40-yard line near the numbers. Riker Conk will wrap up that receiver for Cokeville as he rolls forward near the 38-yard line for a 17-yard pickup. That's receiver Justin Moyes. Running that little corner route from the slot position, able to reel that one in for a 17-yard pickup. Now in shotgun, trips to the right. Walker is going to get the ball and throw immediately to his right, find his man, Trayson Dayton, who's going to get wrapped up by Pace at the line of scrimmage. Loss of a couple yards here on the play as Pace was able to sniff that one out. Here on the near sideline, situated at the 40, 2nd and 12 coming up for the Cokeville Panthers. 6-6 is still your reading here. Great game here in Randolph, Utah, as you see 2A Cokeville from Wyoming taking on your Rich Rebels of Randolph. Shotgun now, USCK to his right, trips to his right on the near side. They're going to get a false start as half the team moved a little bit too early. For Cokeville, here comes the call from our head referee. Again, false start against the Panthers. They're going to march them back to the 45-yard line of Rich. This is 2nd down and 16 coming up. Second down and 16 coming up for the Cokeville Panthers on the near hash, 45-yard line. They're going to elect to stay in shotgun. Landon Walker brings in USCK to his right. Wide receiver to either side. They'll fake the handoff up the middle as Walker runs for his life. Ball is thrown on the near sideline and almost intercepted by Riker Conk near the 30 of Rich. Landon Walker will roll out to the near sideline and throw into double coverage, almost intercepted by Riker Conk at the 30-yard line of Rich. Instead, going to be incomplete, 3rd and 16 coming up. Cokeville will pick up from the 45-yard line of Rich, under center. Landon Walker will hand off to USCK up the middle, who will get tripped up and brought down eventually after a 6-yard game. As we'll get a call from our sideline judge near the Cokeville side that his knee went down near the original line of scrimmage, 4th and 10 now from the 38-yard line. Untimed down after this one. Fourth down coming up for the Cokeville Panthers. Landon Walker, number 12, will go under center with Jack Dayton and USCK in the backfield to his left. He's going to roll out and roll to his left, looking for a man down the field. He's going to go ahead and going to fall incomplete at the 30-yard line, just underneath his intended receiver. Turnover on downs. 2:50 left in the second quarter as the ball will go to the Rich High Rebels. It's a turnover on downs, not necessarily a turnover. If it were a turnover, it would be a town of Garden City turnover where families play at beautiful Bear Lake. Visit gardencity.ut.us. Six to 6 is your reading now. We're getting closer to the halftime, just under 3 minutes in the second quarter. Rich offense will take up possession at the 38-yard line, their own 38-yard line on the far side of the field. They're going to go ahead and hand it right off to Conk. Conk will have a couple people dive at his feet and bull over a linebacker for Cokeville for about a 3-yard gain. Clock will continue to run. In a perfect world, Rich would love to take out and eat the rest of the time here in the second quarter and end it with a score. Here come the Rich Rebels now, 2nd and 7 coming up. Three running backs behind pace. Delayed handoff here as Conk will go right up the middle for about 2 yards and get wrapped up by a plethora of Cokeville players. That is a slow handoff. I believe that Pace is given the opportunity to pull that if he chooses to do so. That last play, though, it seemed as though that they were both hanging onto the ball for a good couple seconds in the backfield. 3rd and 5 coming up for the Rebels at the 44-yard line. They need 5 yards to the 48. They'll get the pitch out to Trey Walker. Trey will find the corner and try and cut up. Kind of roll over a couple bodies near the near hash for about a 2-yard gain. 4th down and 2 coming up for the Rich Rebels. They'll take a timeout and think about it. And we'll go ahead and take a timeout ourselves as we think about where they're at with 1:30 left in the game, 6 to 6 here in the second quarter, brought to you by T7 Propane and Woodruff. You've been listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football. Coming up after this break, the Rich Rebels face 4th and 1 from their 47-yard line. We'll go ahead and step aside as you've been listening to Rich Rebel Radio, a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football on 98.3 and coverage at mylocalradio.com.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
Welcome back, Rich Rebel fans, to the second quarter, brought to you by T7 Propane and Woodruff. You see the chain gain come out. They're going to be 6 inches short. 4th and 6 inches coming up for the Rich High Rebels in the second quarter, brought to you by T7 Propane. Situated right, the nose of the football is right on the hash, the near hash of the 48-yard line of the Rich Rebels. We're going to see a dogfight right at the line of scrimmage. If I'm a predictor, Nostradamus, some people like to call me. We'll go ahead and 4th and a couple inches here. They're going to push Hunter Pace forward for the quarterback sneak. We'll wait for the official motion of the officiating crew. First down. That's an LSR refrigerated first down for the Rich Rebels. At the 48-yard line on their own side of the field on the near hash, here come the Rich Rebels in shotgun. Pace with Conk behind him, 2 wide receivers to either side. He'll step back, 5-step drop, look over the middle, and find Carrillo across the middle. Carrillo will get past one tackler and move right to the middle near the 41-yard line of Cokeville. First down, LSR refrigerated first down. That's back-to-back first downs for the Rich High Rebels. Just over 1 minute remaining in the second quarter before halftime. Same formation, 2 wide receivers to either side. Pace will get the ball and step back, 5-step drop and look across the middle as Trey Walker will fumble it in his arms and fall incomplete near the 35-yard line. 55 seconds remaining as 2nd and 10 will face the Rebels at the 42-yard line of Cokeville. Working from right to left, south to north. Fantastic game if you're just tuning in here on 98.3 The Wildlife or coverage at mylocalradio.com. 6-6 is your reading. Just before halftime, Pace in the same formation will step back and look to his left as the ball will fall into the hands of a Cokeville player. We'll see if they're going to go ahead and give it to Cokeville for the interception right at the 35-yard line here. No, they're going to go ahead and overrule it, incomplete. That's the umpire coming in and saying, no, that ball hit the ground, and he didn't have possession of it, incomplete. It would have been an interception if the call stood for Micah Peterson, sophomore of Cokeville. Instead, it's an incomplete pass now, 2nd and 10. Second and 10 coming up here for the Rich Rebels at the 43-yard line of the Cokeville Panthers. Trips now on the far side of the field. We're going to see Nate Woods in the slot. Pace will get the ball, step back, and look to his right. He has a lot of time. He's going to throw to his left, but it's going to fall near nobody at the 20-yard line in the middle of the field. Incomplete. 3rd down coming up. I missed one down. We're going to be 4th down and 10 coming up from the 43-yard line of Cokeville. 45 seconds left in the second quarter. In punt formation. One extra person out onto the field. They're going to be able to run off that extra person for Rich as the punt is high and in the middle. It's going to take a bounce right at the 20-yard line, and then Lady Luck will push it 5 yards forward. We're going to get a little wave of the arms from wave of the arms to try and move that ball forward a little bit farther. That's Justin Adams, senior. That's going to be situated right in the smack dab middle of the field at the 15-yard line of Cokeville on the north side of this field. First down and 10 from the 16-yard line. Under center. Here comes Walker, who will go ahead and hand it off to Uwasike up the middle, and he's going to get wrapped up by Conk and company after a 2-yard gain. Eli Brooks again with Riker Conk on that tackle. Time will continue to tick as we are about 15 seconds away from halftime. 6-6 is your score. It looks like Cokeville's going to elect to play the conservative move and go into halftime tied with the Rich High Rebels. Officially, halftime score 6-6 is your reading on the Station on Main scoreboard. We'll go ahead and take our final break here as we work our way into halftime.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear.
Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Time flies, especially when you're having fun. This is Jeremy Rex, manager at T-Bar S in Evanston. It's hard to believe that we've been here almost a year with our new management team and staff. Did you know that you can have your vehicle detailed, your windshield replaced, chip repair done, or get your trailer refinished or rewired at T-Bar S? Of course, we are a full-service collision repair shop, too. You can even change your oil and your brakes. Visit T-Bar S today. Let T-Bar fix your car. 515 County Road, Evanston.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Welcome back to the halftime show. That previous one, this has been a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football here on 98.3 The Wildlife with coverage at mylocalradio.com. Welcome to the halftime show brought to you by Ellingford Brothers in Evanston for all your sand, gravel, cement, and steel needs. Ellingford Brothers, serving customers for 5 generations. We'll go ahead and give a brief recap of the first half here. We'll go ahead as Cokeville able to score first on a interception right near the Rich goal line. They tried to run a shovel pass to Trey Walker, but Uwasike of Cokeville will sniff that one out as the ball is bobbled up at the line of scrimmage, taken and intercepted at the 10 and then run in, as Cokeville will go up 6 points and miss the PAT. Immediately after that, the Rich High Rebels will march down the field and cap off their touchdown with a 52-yard run from Riley Carrillo on a handoff from the slot position. He'll work from the east side of the field, come across to get the handoff at midfield, and take it near the home sideline and tiptoe right down the line, all the way down to the races he went for the score, 52-yard touchdown run for Carrillo. That is a recap as both these teams afterwards in the second quarter go back and forth, moving the ball a little bit, getting a couple first downs, but not able to find pay dirt. At the half, the score on the Station on Main scoreboard is 6-6 here. Thank you to Ellingford Brothers for the halftime show. We'll take a quick break and be back with more of the Ellingford Brothers halftime show with a standout student interview brought to you by Western Ag Credit. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich High Rebel football on 98.3 FM with video coverage online at mylocalradio.com.
At Ellingford Brothers, we're known for an excellent steel shop and quality cement. We also provide other products all year round. Sand and different sizes of gravel for road base and landscaping in the summer and fall. Traction in the winter and mud control in the spring. Bark for landscaping in the summer and winterization in the fall. And topsoil. Spring, summer, and fall, prices are always honest. Pickup or delivery. Ellingford Brothers, your year-round source for so many things. Stop in today at 221 County Road in Evanston.
When it comes to farming and ranching, it makes good sense to work with a lender who understands finance and agriculture. Western Ag Credit is an independent cooperative owned by the farmers and ranchers who borrow from it. With competitive rates, your loan is tailored to match your business needs. Real estate, livestock, equipment, and operating expenses. When it comes to farming and ranching financing, Western Ag Credit in Evanston is your partner in agriculture.
Welcome back to the halftime show, the Ellingford Brothers halftime show, that is. Today on our Standout Student segment, we are talking with Mackenzie Smith of Rich High School on this segment. We'll talk a little bit about her and kind of her life here at Rich High School and what she's doing. She's being an absolute fantastic player on the volleyball team. I'll be calling her name out later tonight as volleyball takes on Altamont at 5:30 right after this game. This segment of our halftime show is brought to you by Western Ag Credit, your partner in agriculture, a lender who understands finance and agriculture, 848 Front Street in Evanston. Here is Mackenzie Smith. Welcome again, Rich Rebel fans, to another segment of Outstanding Student, an opportunity for me to highlight outstanding students out here in Rich High School. I'm joined here by Mackenzie Smith. Mackenzie has given me the honor to interview her today, and she's here supporting the Rich Rebels a little bit for the football game this Friday night. How are you doing, Mackenzie?
I'm doing pretty good.
Pretty good. All right. Super excited for the football game, right?
Yes, I love watching our football players play.
Nice. I think a lot of people in Rich County do. They're really excited. Mackenzie, I'm here to interview you for Outstanding Student. Tell me a little bit about you're a senior in high school here. What kind of classes are you taking at Rich High?
So right now I'm taking a lot of college classes. I'm taking them from Snow, Utah State, one from Dixie. I'm taking them from all over, really. I'm planning on getting my associate's degree, so I'll graduate with that before I even graduate high school. So that should be pretty good.
That's really exciting. It's a kind of a special thing to be able to get your associates, get that head start in life before you even start college, right?
Yeah, I'm super excited about it.
Do you happen to know what kind of field you want to study after high school?
Yeah, I'm really thinking about majoring in interior design and minoring in photography. That's the direction I want to go.
What inspired you to do that?
This is going to sound kind of silly, but I just have always loved rearranging our house and putting I'll make my mom let me paint our walls different colors and then just put photos all over the place. I don't know. I just have always been interested in it.
That's really exciting. Are you planning to go anywhere in particular for school? Like you talked about Snow College and stuff like that. Where do you want to go to school after this?
So there's a couple places. I have always dreamed of going to BYU Hawaii, and I think that would be really fun. But I also am looking into SUU and Utah State. So,
well, as a Utah State alum, I've got to put my plug in. Go Aggies! Wherever you go, we know that you're going to succeed and be awesome at whatever you do. Congratulations on that. Tell me a little bit about Rich High School. What kind of energy? What speaks to you about Rich High? What kind of words come to your head when I say Rich High Rebels?
I would definitely have to say school spirit. I feel like everybody here really supports one another, whether we're winning the games or we're losing the games. I feel like we all win as a team and we all lose as a team. Whether we're actually on that team or if we're just in the student section cheering, I feel like we have a lot of school spirit.
That's really good to have a lot of school spirit. What kind of activities are you involved in here at Rich High School?
So I do volleyball, basketball, and track, and then I'm also the vice president this year. And so I'm going to be involved in planning a lot of homecoming, opening socials, just all the little activities we do throughout the year.
So if I'm not mistaken, volleyball has a game against Kemmer this Thursday, correct?
Yes, we do.
Tell me a little bit about how the teams feel and how excited you guys are to start off the season.
I would say we're all pretty excited. We've been playing together since we were little girls. There's 8 seniors this year, so there's a lot of us, but I think our team chemistry is really what's going to put us over the top this year.
We are excited for you guys to succeed. I know volleyball just was one step short last year, but you're looking to go ahead and take that state championship this year. What kind of goals as a team do you guys have incoming for this next upcoming year?
So we have this catchphrase that we always say, and it's called Own It. And so we just want whatever we do, if we win the game, we want to own that we won that game. And if we lose it, we want to take that loss and own it and learn from it. And I guess just move past it, really. But overall, I'd say we want a state championship, and that's what we've been training for the past 4 years. So we're hoping we'll get that this year.
That's the ultimate goal, right? One last thing before we go, Mackenzie, thank you so much for your time. I just want you to go ahead. Same kind of question as when I talk about Rich High School. Tell me a little bit about Randolph. What is it like living here, and what kind of things do you guys like to do for fun? What kind of community events do you guys have going on?
So there's a lot of different things that we do for a small town, but they're all kind of interesting and weird, I guess. But a lot of people will just get together and we'll go like mudding or go around and roll tires down hills. Like we do a whole bunch of weird redneck stuff, but we always have a lot of fun because of the people that we have there. And so with Rich County, I'd say what sticks out is the people that we have in our community.
I have gotten to meet some of the people in this community, and they've been absolutely fantastic. You being one of them, Mackenzie, thank you so much for this interview, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
This has been an amazing segment of Outstanding Student out here with Mackenzie Smith, and we're going to go ahead and take a quick break as we come back into the football game. Thank you so much to her and her time. We'll be right back after these messages. Special thanks to Mackenzie Smith. Thank you so much to her. She'll see her on the volleyball court later tonight against Altamont. Up next on the Ellingford Brothers halftime show, we'll recap some of the highlights from the first half, brought to you by Rich County Government. Rebels with a championship cause. At the half, the score is 6-6 on your Station on Main scoreboard. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich High Rebel football on 98.3 FM with video coverage online at mylocalradio.com.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
Welcome back, Rich Rebel fans, to the Ellingford Brothers halftime show. It's now time to recap some of the highlights from the first half. We're about 7 minutes away from kickoff. A little bit longer here as it is homecoming here in beautiful Randolph, Utah. I was able to go ahead and be a part of the parade this afternoon. This afternoon, this morning. It was wonderful to go ahead and see all of your faces out there. Thank you so much for coming out to support your Rich High Rebels. We'll go ahead and top off some statistics here in the first half. Special thanks to Rob Leifson and company for compiling these stats here. It makes my life easier to paint a picture for you listening on 98.3 The Wildlife, as well as coverage at mylocalradio.com. We have Walker from the Cokeville Panthers. Landon Walker has gone 4 of 7 for 31 yards. And his counterpart for the Rich Rebels, Hunter Pace, 3 of 12 for 18 yards. Here's a good little interesting fact here. Cokeville has 86 total yards in this game compared to 85 for the Rich Rebels. It is neck and neck here. 6-6 is your Station on scoreboard reading. Incredibly excited as I am Cody Olson here covering the Rich Rebels for homecoming. Immediately after this, you will hear from me as part of the pregame show as volleyball continues their run. Now 2-0 on the season after beating Bear Lake last night, 3-1 here in Randolph. They'll be taking on Altamont at 5:30 at Rich High School. Let's give a little recap of the drives here in the first half. Cokeville won the coin toss and elected to defer as they will receive the second half kickoff here, upcoming in about 5 minutes or so. The initial kickoff, Town of Woodruff kickoff to the Rich Rebels, was fielded out of bounds. The ball went out of bounds on the kickoff. Rich decided to take it at the 35-yard line, and they went 3 and out and punted near midfield, as that's where Cokeville picked up right there. Cokeville was able to go ahead on that ensuing drive immediately afterwards, all the way down to the 11-yard line of Rich, but would get stopped on 4th and 1. USCK would get stopped, and it would be a turnover on downs. Rich would then take the ball over there at the 11-yard line, an incompletion, and then an interception from USCK from Cokeville would give the Panthers their first points of the game. Pick 6 for the Panthers. The extra point was no good. 6-0 would then be your reading on the Station on Main scoreboard. Immediately after that, Rich would then receive the kickoff, and the ball would go out of bounds again. The Rich Rebels would take up at their own 35-yard line. After a couple of runs, one by Trey Walker on their opening drive, Riley Carrillo is going to go ahead and take a handoff coming in from the slot position on the east side of the field. He'll come across the back side of the offense, get the handoff, run near the hometown side, and up and around near the sideline and tiptoe off to the races. He goes for a 42-yard touchdown run. Riley Carrillo, 6-6 would be your score, as the extra point was no good from Trey Walker just to the left. Back and forth these teams would go, as an onside kick after that by Rich would get recovered by the Rebels at the 40-yard line of Cokeville, not able to capitalize, as Pace would be sacked at the 50-yard line on 4th and 9, and turnover on downs. Cokeville would take over, move it all the way down, and a couple punts from either team would bring us deep into the second quarter. And neither team able to capitalize on points in the second quarter. We're about just under 3 minutes away from kickoff here. That final possession by Rich, taken at their own 38-yard line, they would work it all the way down to the 42 of Cokeville, but then a couple incomplete passes in a row would lead to a punt. Cokeville will take the ball at their own 15, do 1 2-yard run by USCK, and then run out the clock. Rich has 8 first downs, LSR refrigerated first downs, that is, compared to 4 for Cokeville. That is kind of the stat and the recap of the first half. Walker for Cokeville has 4 carries. Trey Walker, there's too many Walkers on the field. Trey Walker has 4 carries for 14 yards. Carrillo, 6 for 59. And the running back for the Cokeville Panthers, USCK, for 7 carries for 49 yards. Pretty evenly matched as the total yardage, 85 for the Rich Rebels compared to 86 for the Cokeville Panthers. We'll go ahead and step aside here as you've been listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football homecoming on 98.3 The Wildlife, with coverage at mylocalradio.com.
In a state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Time flies, especially when you're having fun. This is Jeremy Rex, manager at T-Bar S in Evanston. It's hard to believe that we've been here almost a year with our new management team and staff. Did you know that you can have your vehicle detailed, your windshield replaced, chip repair done, or get your trailer refinished or rewired at T-Bar S? Of course, we are a full-service collision repair shop, too. You can even change your oil and your brakes. Visit T-Bar S today. Let T-Bar fix your car. 515 County Road, Evanston.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Welcome, Rich Rebel fans, as this concludes our halftime show brought to you by Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. Ellingford Brothers, the best in specialized services, including steel, fabrication, gravel, road-based cement, and more. Right after these quick messages that we just barely listened to, we're going to have the Town of Woodruff kickoff. The Rich Rebels will be kicking off to the Cokeville Panthers at the start of the third quarter here. Now in the third quarter, the kickoff is brought to you by the Town of Woodruff, Mayor Scott Saby, council members Raymond Franson, Kent Stewart, Millie Bradshaw, Seiko Webb, and clerk Lisa Bell, sharing Rich Rebel pride. Here comes the second half opening kickoff. That's going to be taken by Uwasike right at the 30-yard line. He's going to cut into the middle and then back out to the left. Here goes Uwasike, past midfield, down the sideline he goes. And he'll get pushed out of bounds right around the 40-yard line of the Rich Rebels. About a 20-yard return for Uwasike of the Cokeville Panthers. Here comes the Cokeville offense. They're going to be putting him down a little bit farther than I thought, situated at the 34-yard line of the Rich Rebels. Great return by the Cokeville Panthers, sets them up in scoring position in Rich territory on the far hash. Under center, Landon Walker with three running backs behind him. He'll send Uwasike in motion to the near sideline. Right up the middle, here comes Walker. He'll make one man miss. Two people get tripped up near the 20-yard line. Right up the middle he goes for a 15-yard gain. Now in the red zone, here come the Panthers to open up the third quarter. Only 20 seconds into the third quarter. Brought to you by the Town of Randolph, home of the Rich Rebels. Mayor Lynn Weston, board members Sim Bell, Brian Wires, Larry Kennedy, Melody Lamb, and clerk Lana Peart. Walker, under center, sends Uwasike in motion again. Ball is fumbled, initial fumble on the snap. I believe that Cokeville was able to pick up their own fumble as the exchange from center to quarterback. Walker will bring a loss of 1. They're about at the 18-yard line of Randolph. Rich defense out there. You'll see Pace, Perry, Woods, and company. Trey Walker manning that linebacker spot under center. Here comes quarterback Walker for the Panthers. He'll step back, 3-step drop, and he'll try and find his tight end right near the 10-yard line. It's going to fall incomplete as it hits the hands of number 82, Tanner Brown of the Cokeville Panthers. 3rd and 11 coming up for the Cokeville Panthers. 3rd and 11 from the 18-yard line of Rich. Hoping to keep sound and strong. Your Rich defense out there with the 10.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Brought to you by the Town of Randolph. Station on main scoreboard 6-6 in case you're tuning in. Great game here. Walker will be under center with 2 running backs to his right. He'll go ahead as the ball comes out. He's trying to pitch it, and it's going to be recovered by the Rich Rebels. Hayden Weston able to pick up the ball, as you thought for sure the Cokeville Panthers, after the opening kickoff in the second half, brought it all the way down to almost the 30-yard line of Rich. Moved it down to the 18. 2 fumbles at the 18-yard line. One of those is going to be recovered by Rich now as their offense comes out onto the field. Nate Woods will come in for the Rich Rebels. Here comes the offense for Randolph, the first time we've seen them. Carrillo and Conk behind Pace with 2 wide receivers on the far side. He'll go ahead, do that read with Conk as Conk bullies forward for about 3 yards, right up into the right side. Going to be near the 24-yard line for a 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6 coming up for the Rich Rebels, working from right to left, going south to north. One of the keys to the game, keeping it on the ground, as the run game has worked out great for the Rebels so far. They're able to get a little bit of yardage almost every time. They have 3 running backs in the backfield behind Pace now, a wide receiver to either side of the field. They'll do that read again as Pace will keep it after the initial fake to Conk. Great read by Pace as he'll get near first down yardage. He'll be about a yard short at the 29-yard line. The Rich Rebels facing 3rd and 1 on the far hash. They're going to keep that same formation with 3 running backs behind Pace. Pace will survey the field, get the snap, do a read with Riker Conk and keep it himself. He's going to try and shoot up the cut right off the butt of the left side tackle. We're going to get a motion for an LSR refrigerated first down for the Rebels. 1 yard was all they needed, and exactly 1 yard is what they got. Now at the 30-yard line, smack dab in the middle of the hashes. Making a little bit of breathing room as they were backed up a little bit farther into their own territory, more than anybody would really like to. Now situated at the 30-yard line, going from right to left on your radio dial. Here's Pace with Carrillo and Conk behind him. Trey Walker in the near slot on the far side. They'll go ahead and hand to Walker as Walker makes one man miss and goes right up the opposite side on the same play that they scored with Carrillo in the first half. They're going to hand off to Walker. Walker is going to find some space for a 9-yard gain. Coming near the 39-yard line, near hash now is where they're going to be situated. 2nd and 1. You see Coach Todd Dayton working his way onto the field, calling in his defensive plays. Pace, 2 running backs behind him. They're going to hand off to Carrillo. Carrillo will find some room. Right off the tackle on the right side, pushed right near about the 42-yard line. Forward progression will give him another LSR refrigerated first down. LSR refrigerated, Darren and Tricia. The entire Wallenstein family wish the Rebels good luck in everything that they do. First down and 10. 2 first downs on this opening drive for the Rich Rebels here in the third quarter. Under 8 minutes left. 6-6 is your reading. No score since the first quarter here as they are tied 6-6. They're going to send Carrillo in motion and hand off to Riker Conk, using him, in other words, Carrillo as a diversion, as they've been running that pitch motion every single time as Carrillo kind of motions into the backfield. Conk will take it right up the middle. We're still situated in the smack dab middle of the hashes, right at the 45-yard line. 2nd and 7 coming up. Okay, 2 wide receivers in close, 2 wide. Only Riker Conk behind Pace. They're going to send Carrillo in motion again and hand it right off to Riker Conk, but he's not going to go anywhere this time. They're going to sniff it out. 3rd and 7 coming up. Wrapped up immediately at the line. No room for Riker Conk running back, senior.
So that'll be 3rd and 7.
182 pounds, 5'9". Riker, stout and strong, not able to move that pile forward. 3rd and 7 now face the Rich Rebels. Fantastic game here on homecoming here in Randolph, Utah. Right in the middle of the field. They're going to send Walker in motion and reverse it back to Carrillo. Carrillo will be able to make one man miss as he gets the reversal. Handoff going to the east side. They sent everybody in motion, faked the pitch, coming to the west side near the home bench. Tried to hand it off to Carrillo on the opposite way. Carrillo is going to only pick up a couple yards now. It's going to be 4th and 4. Untimed down coming up after this. Pace back near his own 35-yard line to punt. Ball is back, handled nicely. Great kick by Pace. It's going to be fair caught. And the ball is going to be touched by Cokeville, and it's going to be picked up and run back by Cokeville down the left sideline as he's going to go ahead. Kind of an interesting play happened there as an initial fair catch. Everybody kind of stopped waiting for the reception here near the punt at the 25-yard line. It was going to bounce off the hands of a Cokeville player and then get scooped up by fellow teammate Trayson Dayton of Cokeville. And as everybody's kind of standing around watching, they're going to go ahead and pick up the ball and run down their sideline all the way down to the 45-yard line of Rich. We're having discussions, and everybody's trying to figure out what the fair catch means, but it is a live ball if he does not catch it, because it's scooped up by a teammate of his, and they were able to run it all the way down to the 45. On the far hash now, under center, here comes Landon Walker. He's going to get the snap and hand off to Trayson Dayton, who gets destroyed in the backfield. That's Justin Adams. And Riley Carrillo. 2nd and 11 coming up for the Cokeville Panthers after 1 yard loss on the extended run to the right. Situated closer to the far hash, that is the left hash, working from left to right. Here comes Cokeville. In the shotgun, here's Walker with Uwasike to his right. He's going to 7-step drop, roll to his right, throw across his body, and to the 40-yard line, incomplete. It's going to skid across the ground, incomplete, as that ball, if he were able to scoop it up, would be situated right at the 40-yard line for about a substantial gain. Not enough for a first down, though, but it's going to be incomplete. 3rd and 11 coming up from the 46-yard line of Rich. Another incompletion for quarterback Walker of the Panthers. He's going to have Uwasike in the backfield with 2 wide receivers to either side of him. He'll step back, roll out to his right, exact same play again, except he's going to step up in the pocket and throw down the sideline here. It's going to be caught by Trayson Dayton, who's going to go ahead and eventually, after making a couple moves and catching it at the 20-yard line, get brought down near the Rich 2. Right before the goal line. Great connection from quarterback Walker to Dayton as he rolled out to his right, caught the ball near the 20-yard numbers, and then cut back into the middle of into the field. 44-yard pass for Walker to Dayton, senior. Under 4 minutes, 6-6 is your reading. First down and 2 yards to go for Cokeville. Under center, 3 running backs behind him. They'll send Uwasike in motion as Walker will try ahead and get and sneak in, but he'll get stood up at the line after about half a yard gain. 2nd down and inches till the goal line. 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Brought to you by the town of Randolph. Don't know about you, but it would be a fantastic place for a town of Garden City turnover, if I've ever heard of a situation for it. Here come the Cokeville Panthers. Under center again, 3 running backs behind. Here comes Walker. He'll pitch out to Uwasike. Uwasike will get ahead of steam and bowl forward into the end zone, just crossing it. That's going to be a touchdown for Cokeville. On a 1-yard pitch pass to the left. Cokeville will score first in the second half. 12-6 is your reading with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Point after attempt coming from Cokeville. Dayton back to attempt the PAT. Kick is down and up and through. That is going to be good. 13-6 will be your reading on the station on the main scoreboard. We'll take a step aside here as this has been a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich High Rebel football on 98.3 with live video coverage at mylocalradio.com.
Randolph, Utah is a town of extremes. At an elevation of almost 6,300 feet and with temperatures over 90 in the summer and often 40 below in the winter, the folks who call Randolph home have to be a hardy crew. Maybe that's one reason the simple things in life mean so much to Rich County. Residents value hard work, education, respect, a love for God, family, and country, and being a good neighbor. Mayor Lynn Weston and the town board proudly support the Rich Rebels and hope you'll be able to visit soon and come back often.
Back out onto the field, trot your Rich High Rebels. They'll receive the kickoff after a 1-yard pitch to the left. Running back Uwasike of Cokeville will take it in and find pay dirt as they go up 13-6. On your station on main scoreboard, 3 minutes left in the third quarter, brought to you by the town of Randolph. Lining up for the kickoff, Coach Todd Dayton, after bumping up to 2A West, Division 2A last year, went 5-4 overall, 17th ranked in the state, after going 10-2 the year before that. Here comes the kick. It will be fielded, picked up right at the 20. They'll fall on it. The Rich Rebels tried to field it near the numbers at the 20-yard line, their own 20-yard line. It kind of bounced off a couple people's hands. That's going to be Noah Perry eventually falling on it, making the smart move, as there were people on a 100-meter dash right down the field to try and get on the ball. They're going to pick up on offense at the 18-yard line. Here come Rich and their offense hoping to answer with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Situated on the near hash. First down and 10. Here come the Rebels in under center. They're going to send Carrillo in motion and call it dead. False start is going to be called on the Rebels. They'll get pushed back. First down and 15 coming up for the Rebels after the illegal procedure, the false start. They'll be at the near hash at the 13-yard line, working from right to left, coming from the south. Long ways to go for the Rebels. Conk will be behind pace under center, trips to the right on the open side of the field. He'll step back, 7-step drop, and throw out to Conk. Conk will get the ball and make a couple people miss as he works his way up near the 20-yard line. We're going to get a flag on the play at the 15-yard line from the opposite side line judge. We'll go ahead and get a call. We're getting an indication it is indeed holding on the Rebels. That's going to go ahead and work against them as they're pretty close. They'll go ahead. They'll go ahead and half the distance to the goal. near the 6-yard line. At the 6-yard line, 1st and 20. Coming up for the Rich Rebels. They have a lot of ground to make up. 95 yards is what separates them as they are in I formation. They're going to go ahead and read and pitch off to Trey Walker. They were waiting for it, Cokeville was, as they're going to wrap up Trey in the backfield for a 2-yard loss. 2nd and 31 coming up for the Rich Rebels. It's number 52, Thompson of Cokeville, in on the stop, as well as Mo Uwasike. Wrapping up Trey Walker in the backfield. 2nd and 31 at their own 5-yard line in the middle of the field. 95 yards to go to find some points here. Under center, here comes Pace, who will hand it off to Carrillo. Carrillo will run right into the wall of defenders for no gain. 3rd down and 31 coming up. Couple yards. Couple yards for Carrillo. 3rd down and very long coming up for the Rich Rebels. In the 3rd quarter with about a minute left. Methodical and slow to the line. Here comes the Rebels. Under center, here's Pace with 2 wide receivers to his right, running back in the backfield. They'll go ahead and pitch it in a kind of a handoff in a reverse to Trey Walker. It's not going to fool the Cokeville Panthers, though. Stopped immediately at the line. Right as soon as the hole was open, it closed up before he knew it. 4th down and 22 for the Rich Rebels. Backed up quite near their own 5-yard line. Hunter Pace will have his cleats in the back of the end zone to punt. We'll see Jack Dayton back to receive for Cokeville at Rich's 45-yard line. 35-yard line. That's where he's at. Punt by Pace is off the side of his foot, and it will roll near the 30-yard line and die right there at the 35. That's where Cokeville will pick up from. Cokeville, preseason picked in 2A West Conference. They're picked behind Lyman, Mountain View, Lovell, and Big Piney. Cokeville picked to place 5th in their division. But if it's anything like last year, it all depends. There's a lot of teams that are vying for some top spots in the Western Division in Wyoming 2A. They're trying to steal one on homecoming here. Here comes Walker under center, who'll send Uwasike in motion and step back and pitch to his man. He's going to just kind of go ahead, fake the handoff, and pitch to his right to Trayson Dayton, but he's going to lose about 1.5 yards. That will end the 3rd quarter here. We'll go ahead and step aside as you've been listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football on the Wildlife with coverage at mylocalradio.com.
Wyoming is unique. When it comes to high school sports, we might travel 6 hours to a game, but when we get there, we know the other team, their parents, and the coaches. Wyoming is like one small town with really long streets. When your travels take you to Evanston, always stay with your friends at the Best Western Dunmar Inn. Clean, comfortable rooms, a restaurant serving healthy, delicious food, and breakfast is always included. If you're bringing the team or following the team, stay with us every time you're in Evanston. The Best Western Dunmar Inn.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Check the weather forecast or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels!
Welcome back to the fourth quarter here, brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Beautiful homes with private sandy beachfront access can be yours. Bear Lake Realty, they'll go ahead and get the snap-in shotgun as the ball is off the fingertips of Jack Dayton, passing to the near sideline off his fingers, but it's going to be reeled in by Justin Moez, the freshman, for a loss of 3 yards, 3rd and 15 coming up from the 40-yard line of Rich. Cokeville in Rich territory, working their way now. 13-6 is your reading at the start of the fourth quarter, brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Here comes Cokeville under center. Walker with 2 running backs behind him. He'll go ahead and roll out to his right, look down the field. He's looking for Dayton. Dayton will reel it in, and it is caught at the 29-yard line. 11-yard reception brings up 4th and 4 coming up for the Cokeville Panthers in 4th down territory, really. They're at the 29-yard line. Too far for a field goal, too short for a punt. We'll see what they can do here as Walker is in the backfield with Uwasike to his right. Trips to his right as well on the near sideline, which is the far sideline. On the right hash, here comes Walker. Walker will step up into the pocket to the right. It will be caught by Dayton at the 22-yard line. A bullet from Walker will move the sticks, bring them to the 22. First down, Cokeville. First down and 10 coming up from the 22 on the right hash. We're going to get a timeout from Cokeville. Coach Todd Dayton will go ahead and think it over. As we'll go ahead and step aside ourselves, you've been listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich High Rebel Football on 98.3 The Wildlife, with video coverage online at mylocalradio.com.
Is it time to stop wishing for your dream home in beautiful Bear Lake? If you're ready to make your dream a reality, Bear Lake Realty can help with residential and land listings, including vacation properties, timeshares, cabins, condos, beachfront, lake view, and more. Bear Lake Realty has what you're looking for. And with more than 30 years of real estate experience in the area, you know you're working with the best. Visit bearlakerealty.com and come and enjoy the Caribbean of the Rockies with us.
Out onto the field comes the Cokeville offense, situated at the 22-yard line of Rich. Up 13-6 in the fourth quarter, brought to you by Bear Lake Realty and Gary McKee. Beautiful homes with private sandy beachfront access can be yours at the Reserve. Log on to bearlakerealty.com. Thank you so much, Bear Lake Realty. Fourth quarter here. Here comes Walker under center for Cokeville with 2 running backs behind him, Uwasike and Dayton. Uwasike will get the pitch out to the left, but wrapped up by Riker Conk for a 2-yard loss. Great work by Conk to find the hole, fill it, and run that running back down for a loss. 2nd and 12 coming up. Closer to the left hash now at the 24-yard line. 10 minutes left in the first quarter. Looking desperately for that Town of Garden City turnover. Walker will now be in shotgun with Uwasike to his right and Trips to his right as well. He'll get the snap and look to his right immediately, step up into the pocket and throw just behind Dayton. Near the 15-yard line, it's going to be behind him, incomplete. 3rd down and 12 coming up for the Panthers. 9.5 minutes separate us from the end of this game, as the last time Rich beat Cokeville in football was in Coach Todd Dayton's 7th season in 1987. Under center, trips to the right. Walker with Uesike, kitty corner to the right. Walker will initially get hit in the backfield, but bounce off a defender. Carrillo will take him down after a 5-yard gain. 4th and 6 coming up. Clock will continue to run. Right at the 19-yard line comes Cokeville. On that last play, Walker got the snap, moved to his right, and initially was hit in the backfield but not wrapped up. He was able to ping-pong ball off of a defender and get 5 yards. Now 4th and 6 coming up in the shotgun. Uesike to his right. He'll step back and drop to his right. 7-step drop. He'll heave it down the field. Nate Woods in coverage. But they're going to go ahead and catch it in the end zone for a touchdown. That's going to be an 18-yard touchdown throw from Walker to Dayton. 19-6 will be your reading on the Station on Main scoreboard. Here comes Dayton, the man who received that touchdown throw in the right corner end zone on an island. Here comes his PAT attempt. The ball is down and up to the right, no good. It will stay 19-6. Here, we'll go ahead and keep it here as anticipation of a longer fourth quarter, I foresee. This is Cody Olson, voice of the Rich High Rebels. Cokeville opening up their football season down to Randolph. They're 0-0 on the season. Coach Todd Dayton coming into his 42nd year, jump to 2A for Cokeville for the first time. A little bit rough on their record, going 5-4 last year. Being incredibly competitive it's an incredibly competitive division with Mountain View and Lyman. They were picked to place 4th this year. All of these teams in 2A West capable threats, as Rich trying to come back and answer with some points of their own here in the fourth quarter, down 19-6 with about 8.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Cokeville will send a Town of Garden City kickoff to Rich. (19-6) here in the fourth quarter. Here comes the kick from Dayton. Dayton's going to squib it right in the middle. It's going to bounce off of Nate Woods and received by Noah Perry. Noah's going to go ahead and try and get around the right side corner, get pushed out near the 31-yard line. Pushed out at the 31-yard line, Noah Perry able to receive that kickoff. Set up his team with 8.5 minutes left, down 13 points.
First down. Ball on the 31-yard line. First down, 8:33.
On the near hash, here come the Rich Rebel offense in shotgun. Pace is going to now walk up under center. 2 running backs behind him, 2 wide receivers on the open side of the field. Surveys the field and get the snap. He's going to roll out to his right and try and shovel pass to underneath to Riley Carrillo, but it's going to be intercepted by Cokeville. Jesus Bencomo able to read that one on a very similar play that happened in the first quarter. Interception by Cokeville as they will take over now around the 23-yard line. 21-yard line. Come the Cokeville offense, up 19-6 with 8.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Here come the Cokeville Panthers up 19-6 in shotgun. Here's Walker, who will look to his right and look down the field to the left and throw. He's going to go ahead and find his man in the end zone for a 21-yard touchdown pass. Tanner Brown. Walker able to step back, 5-step drop, and find his feet, get a good foundation, and throw it into the end zone and find his man for the touchdown pass. 25-6 is now your reading on the Station on Main scoreboard. Now here's Jack Dayton to attempt the PAT. Snap is botched as older Dayton is able to run around in the backfield, but not able to get away from the Rich Rebel defense here as the PAT is going to go no good. 25-26 will stay your reading. 8:19 remaining in the ballgame. We'll go ahead and step aside as you've been listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football here on 98.3 The Wildlife, with live coverage online at michaellocalradio.com.
In the state where life is elevated, live your life in a higher gear. Cash Honda Yamaha can help you enjoy our beautiful local terrain, whether it's in the valleys, mountains, snow, or water. So get out and enjoy all nature has to offer at a higher speed. Visit Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley to start living your life at your new speed. Visit us in Hyde Park, just north of Logan, Utah.
Here comes the kickoff from Cokeville to Rich, as Rich is down 25-6 in the fourth quarter here, 8:20 left. Here comes the kickoff from Dayton Jr. It's going to go in between the legs of Trey Walker, and Noah Perry not able to initially field it on his first try, and then he'll eventually fall down on it near the numbers on the near side at the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 coming up for the Rich Rebels at their own 15-yard line, situated on the right hash. Previous possession, 2 interceptions will have been thrown on the same shovel pass that Cokeville has just stayed home for and able to capitalize on it. Here comes Pace under center with 2 running backs behind him, wide receivers far out on either side. He'll get the snap and hand it off to Carrillo, who goes ahead right up the A-gap, up the middle, down to the 15-yard line. 5-yard gain. 5-yard gain after the stop by Hunter Thomas of Cokeville. Under 8 minutes now in the fourth quarter. To the line, here comes the Rebel offense. Trips to quarterback, paces left on the open side of the field, running back behind him. Trey Walker on an island on the near side. He's going to roll out back to his right and look for Trey and heave up a prayer, but it's going to go ahead and fall short at the 40-yard line, incomplete. Pace is going to get hit late in the backfield, and there is a flag back there. We'll wait for the official call. Roughing the passer is the call. It's going to be called on Jesus Bencomo. The man that was at intercepted pace on the last offensive drive for Rich is going to go ahead and get called for roughing the passer. That will go ahead and move the ball up to the 35-yard line on the near hash. 1st and 10, new set of downs for the Rich Rebels. 7.5 minutes with a trio of running backs behind Pace under center. The ball will come out after a read. Pace and Riker Conk holding on to the ball each in the backfield a little longer than they should, perhaps, as the ball That's going to be a fumble and a turnover as the Panthers fall on the fumbled exchange from Pace to Conk in the backfield. First down and 10 from the 34-yard line. Here comes Cokeville with 7.5 minutes left. Quarterback Walker for Cokeville has 140 yards and 2 touchdowns, most of it all happening in the second half as he gets the quarterback sneak from under center. They'll stand him up and call the ball dead after a 1-yard gain. 2nd and 9 coming up from the 33-yard line of the Rich Rebels.
Second down and 9.
Out on offense are the Panthers as Walker is under center with 2 running backs behind him. Heavy set to the right, open side of the field. They'll go ahead and hand off to the right side on the strong side. He'll hand off to Trayson Dayton for about a 1-yard gain.
Gain of a yard, 3rd down. And 8.
3rd and 8 coming up. In no hurry, quarterback Walker comes back to the huddle after getting the play call from the sideline. Approaching 6 minutes left in the 4th quarter, brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. He'll go ahead and set up under center with 2 running backs behind him. Walker will fake the counter and roll out to his right and look for a man down the field, but that's Jack Dayton Jr. cutting up near the end zone right at the peak of his route. That ball will fall incomplete at the 20-yard line. 4th down and 8 coming up for the Panthers. That will stop the clock at about 6 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Panther offense lines up now right at the 33-yard line, smack in between the hashes with 2 running backs behind. Walker will roll out to his right, look down the field and look for a man. That's Jack Dayton. Dayton will receive it at the 20-yard line and cut up the field down to the 10 on the right side. Near the right side numbers near Cokeville. First down yardage for Cokeville at the 11-yard line of Rich.
That's good for the first down where the Panthers will have it at the 11-yard line.
First down and 10 from the 11-yard line. Quarterback Walker will have Uwasike, kitty corner to his left. Trayson Dayton to his right. They'll hand off right up the middle here. Uwasike gets the handoff and goes right into the teeth of the defense for about a 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7 coming up. Approaching 5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Second and 7 now as Walker comes up under center. 2 running backs behind him. They'll pitch out to the right to Dayton. Dayton will get the corner around the kite and sidestep a tackle right near the 2-yard line and in for the touchdown.
Trayson Dayton takes it in for the touchdown.
8-yard touchdown run for Trayson Dayton.
We had 2 guys inside on that one.
31-6 is your reading on the Station on Main scoreboard. Jack Dayton out to attempt the PAT.
Jack Dayton now will attempt the PAT.
Snap is down. Kick is up, but to the right. No good. 31-6 will be your reading after that 8-yard touchdown run.
Rebels will take over the football.
We'll go ahead and step aside here. 31-6 is your reading with about 5 minutes left in the 4th quarter as you've been listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football on the Wildlife with video coverage online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Welcome back, Rich Rebel fans, to the fourth quarter. Under 5 minutes left. Rich down 6-31 after a very competitive first half. Cokeville able to break out a couple scores here. Here comes the kickoff from Cokeville to Rich. Noah Perry and Trey Walker, both situated around the 15 and 10-yard line, respectively, waiting for the kickoff as the kick is up and away right down smack dab the middle. It's going to be fielded by Walker. Walker will go right up the gut and get stopped at the 31-yard line, right into the teeth of the kickoff team. Stopped by Dayton, and the Rich Rebels will pick up now as the offense will trot out onto the field, number 30 to the 31-yard line. Here come the Rich Rebel offense at the 32-yard line. Pace under center with Riker Kunk behind him, 2 wide receivers to either side. He'll get the snap and look down the field and have it intercepted by Dayton at the 39-yard line. He'll tiptoe and get pushed out of bounds here at the 23-yard line. Pace will step back, and Dayton will go ahead and undercut that route. He was intending to throw to Trey Walker on a post route right across the middle. First down for the Cokeville Panthers after the interception. Turnover now at the 25-yard lines on the left hash. Landon Walker under center. 3 running backs behind him. He'll go up right up the middle and sneak past the nose tackle and get stood up at the 15-yard line. Wasn't expecting that. A quarterback sneak for about a 10-yard run. First down yardage will be given to the Cokeville Panthers now at the 15-yard line. 4.5 minutes now remain in the fourth quarter, brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Beachfront room with a view or a secluded mountain retreat. Buy now and start enjoying Bear Lake. Visit bearlakerealty.com. Quarterback Walker under center with 3 running backs behind him. He'll pitch out to Dayton Jr. He'll go ahead and find the corner out to the left and get pushed out at the 4-yard line. Flags come out onto the field. We'll get a stoppage of time. That's Jack Dayton, the sophomore, as opposed to older Trayson Dayton, the senior. That's going to be a block in the back against Cokeville. They'll go ahead and march them back from the spot of the foul. Referee marches that one off. We have about 4 minutes left. Here, it's kind of almost a do-over as the penalty yardage will march them all the way back to the original line of scrimmage at the 15. And it's going to be first down still. Near the home sideline, the Panthers will go heavy to the right with a wing and 2 running backs, kitty corner to the right from Walker. Walker will go ahead, find a hole right to the right of him. Right in between the center and the guard, it looked like the Red Sea opened up and nobody was there, so he'll say, I'll just take it myself. 5 yards. 5-yard gain for Cokeville and for Walker. As we have quite a few siblings on the team, we have to differentiate. Landon Walker, starting quarterback, 3-year starter for Cokeville. They'll sub out Uwasike. He'll run off onto the sideline. 2nd and 5 from the 10-yard line. Come the Cokeville Panthers. That is the Rich 10-yard line. They're 10 yards away from another score. Under center he goes. He'll step back and get sacked and wrapped up near the 20-yard line. They'll call it dead before anything bad can happen to anybody in terms of injury-wise. They'll march him all the way back for a huge sack. That's a 12-yard sack. Justin Adams, senior, 5'11", 252 pounds, playing the line on both sides of the ball. 2.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Cokeville comes back out now at the 22-yard line, closer to their own bench now on the east side. 3 running backs behind Walker. Walker will set and hand off as the ball comes bobbling out. Uwasike will try and get drugged down by multiple Rich defenders. They were going to hand the ball off to him, and it almost seemed to do a juggling act from about the 20-yard line down to the 10, but he's able to wrangle it in and then just kind of fall forward. We have multiple flags on the play as Uwasike got down all the way almost to the 6-yard line, near first down yardage. Block in the back is the call from Cokeville. Horse collar then is called as well on the Rich Rebels. They will offset each other penalty-wise, and they'll go ahead and redo the downs.
The Panthers, and then a horse collar against the Rebels. So offsetting penalties, it'll be 3rd down.
3rd down for Cokeville. Offsetting penalties. We're having a runaway tent gazebo near the 50-yard line. Here come the Panthers at the 22-yard line, nearer to their sideline. 3 running backs. Uwasike will get the handoff to the right and cut across the corner, back across the line. Power running is the name of the game there. Uwasike will initially get the handoff, moving to his right, cut back to the middle of the field near the 20-yard line and gain another 3 or 4 yards. Now 4th and 10 coming up from the 15-yard line. 1 minute remaining in the fourth quarter. There will be a stoppage of time no matter what happens at the end of this. It's either a first down, a turnover on downs, or a touchdown. 3 running backs behind Walker. Walker, under center, will pitch out to the left to Dayton. Dayton will cut across the butt of his tackle and fall forward down to about the 12-yard line near the numbers on the near side. That'll stop the time at 40 seconds left. A turnover on downs. 31-6. Cokeville up with 40 seconds left in the game.
How long did you spend in Cokeville, Bill? What's that? How long did you spend in Cokeville? 9 years.
Here come the Rich Rebel offense. They'll take over at the 12-yard line. On the right hash, coming out of the huddle is Carter Hoffman, freshman, 5'11", 140. Pace will be under center with Carrillo and I believe Walker behind him. He'll get the snap and hand off to Walker, who will bounce off the defensive line and then off a corner for about a 3-yard gain to the right. 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7 coming up. Under 30 seconds now in the fourth quarter. Pace will be under center in the same formation as last time. Actually, there's 3 running backs. The Conk's back there as well. They'll do that little read and hand off to Conk right up the middle. Time will run out as your final score is 31-6. Your final here as Cokeville comes to Randolph and beats Rich. We'll go ahead and step aside because we'll have a couple of highlights here in the post-game show. We'll wrap everything up, and then you'll go ahead and hear me on 98.3 The Wildlife as we cover volleyball at 5:30 against Altamont. The Longhorns come to town, and the Rich Rebels are on a 2-0 winning streak, taking care of business against both Kemmer and Bear Lake of Montpelier. We'll step aside as you've been listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football on 98.3 with live video coverage at mylocalradio.com.
Whether you're kicking up dust in the hills, making waves down on the lake, or taking advantage of the world's greatest powder, don't just hope to have fun. Take that sled by the handlebars and make your time at Bear Lake epic. Epic Recreation rents equipment and cabins for your vacation fun at beautiful Bear Lake. From watercraft large and small to UTVs, sleds, and more, Epic Recreation has it all to go on-road, off-road, or out on the Caribbean blue water. Book your adventure at epicrecreation.net.
Evanston Regional Hospital is an affiliate of the University of Utah Health. Our partnership builds on a long tradition of collaboration between Evanston Regional Hospital and University of Utah Health. Inside these doors, our dedicated staff is committed to being your caring partner in your healthcare journey. Whether you need an MRI or surgery, are expecting a new baby, or you're having a heart attack, Evanston Regional Hospital is here to help. Evanston Regional Hospital. Healing begins here.
This presentation of Rich High School Athletics is also brought to you in part by Hoover Chiropractic. Dr. Todd Hoover does all of the chiropractic work you need, as well as blood work, dietary supplements, a weight loss program, x-rays, and can help you get rid of migraines and allergies. Call Hoover Chiropractic at 307-789-0043.
Signage is a critical part of your business. It helps customers find your front door. Rocky Mountain Sign will provide you with expertly designed signs, LEDs, channel letters, as well as skillfully cut signage using wood, metal, plastic, and other mediums to help your customers find you with high-quality signage. Using the best technology, designs, and installation by Rocky Mountain Sign. Your signage says a lot about your business. Work with the professionals at Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street in Evanston, Wyoming.
Welcome, Rich Rebel fans, to the post-game show brought to you by Epic Recreation. Make your next vacation an epic one with rentals at Bear Lake from Epic Recreation. Visit epicrecreation.net today. First up on our post-game show today, let's talk a little bit about some post-game diagnostics and stats, sponsored by Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. When you need a repair, take it to the ones who truly care. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. Rich's possessions in the second half include a punt, an interception, a fumble, and another interception. Just not a recipe for success, as Cokeville able to break away and come away with a 31-6 victory here on homecoming. Cokeville comes to town, takes care of business. On the opposite side, Cokeville able to find pay dirt on multiple trips in the second half because it was tied 6-6. Cokeville able to score an insane amount of points here, 26 points in the second half, as Walker from Cokeville ended 10 of 16 for 140 yards, 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. Hunter Pace just in the second half, turnovers happened to be the case as it kind of happened again. Same kind of story as Gunnison Valley. Uwasike from Cokeville ended with 10 carries for 54 yards, and Carrillo of Rich had 11 for 70. Back-to-back, just a punt, nowhere to go, offensive penalties, kind of threw off a tempo, and then playing behind is difficult as the Rich Rebels did play from behind most of the second half here. We'll go ahead and wrap up our post-game diagnostics as you're listening to the Epic Recreation post-game show. Up next, we'll pick up our precision play of the game. After these messages, you've been listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on the Wildlife with coverage at mylocalradio.com.
You rely on your vehicle every day. Make sure your ride gets the best service, repairs, and maintenance possible. Stacy's Repair in Woodruff provides the highest quality, the latest technology, and the newest equipment to give your vehicle the absolute best auto care available. Family owned and operated since 1992, your friends at Stacy's Repair promise to always deliver value and outstanding, honest, and knowledgeable service, regardless of repair size or difficulty. Stacy's Repair, the ones who truly care.
The big difference that sets Freeway Tire apart from other tire stores is the fact that we care. We care about the customer service we provide, we care about selling quality products at fair prices, and we care about your vehicle. So when you're looking for tires or having work done on your vehicle, everything from maintenance to major repairs, make sure you take it to the company that really cares, Freeway Tires, on Bear River Drive in Evanston. Stop in today or schedule an appointment with us online at freewaytires.com.
Rich Rebel fans, welcome back to the Epic Recreation post-game show. Thank you for joining us today. Homecoming, unfortunately, not the way that we wanted it to end, as the Cokeville Panthers come to Rich and down them 31-6, break the game open, scoring 26 unanswered points in the second half. Let's talk today a little bit about the precision play of the game, sponsored by Dr. McKay Frankham, providing precision family dentistry at an affordable price. Call today for an appointment, 307-789-8910. The precision play of the game will go to Riley Carrillo for a 52-yard rushing touchdown on a play that worked pretty well for the Rich Rebels. Carrillo able to come from a slot position, kind of like a wing situated on the left hash, on the far hash. He's going to go ahead and get the handoff from Pace around the 48-yard line of Rich and then take it to the house after cutting around the corner. That is the only points of the game for the Rich High Rebels, as he finds pay dirt and off to the races he goes. That was the precision play of the game, and it has been brought to you by Dr. McKay Frankham in Evanston, providing precision family dentistry at an affordable price. Call today at 307-789-8910. Final score today again was 31-6. Cokeville beating Rich on homecoming. They come in here. You're listening to a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich High Rebel football on 98.3 with video coverage online at mylocalradio.com.
America keeps moving, and Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to help you keep rolling. Whether you need a brand new vehicle or service on one you already own, Auto Farm Chevrolet is here to lend a helping hand. Our certified mechanics are knowledgeable, and our sales team takes the time to get to know you and what your needs are. Stop in today, Auto Farm Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. Evanston's community-driven dealer.
Welcome back, Rich Rebel fans, to the Epic Recreation postgame show. It's about time to reveal the player of the game. It will go ahead and be given to Riley Carrillo as he comes out with multiple carries for 70 yards here in homecoming. Riley Carrillo able to get 11 carries for 70 yards. Special thanks to Rob Leifson for keeping some stats for me to provide to you, as he will get the player of the game, very consistent and a workhorse for Rich today, getting the only points of the game. Thank you very much to Carrillo for the play of the game, as well as the player of the game. Final score today was 31-6, as Cokeville comes in and takes care of business here against Rich on homecoming. We'll go ahead and step aside very quickly. We'll go ahead and move into another segment, as it is the Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap. Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Recap sponsors today's segment here, as it is in Evanston and in Rock Springs. Jimmy John's, where gourmet sandwiches meet fresh and fast every day, 113 Front Street, Evanston. Freaky Fast, Freaky Fresh. We'll go ahead and talk a little bit about what happened. It was an incredibly competitive game in the first half as Rich will receive the opening kickoff, go 3 and out, and then give the ball to Cokeville, who will then go 3 and out. But then on the ensuing drive, they're going to go ahead and throw an interception on a shovel pass. Hunter Pace will throw a interception at his own 10-yard line, and it will get brought back for a touchdown for Cokeville's first points of the game. And then immediately after that, the Rich Rebels will take it down the field and score on a 52-yard rush from Riley Carrillo on a slot kind of handoff in the backfield. He comes around the backside of the offense and towards the home stands and bleachers and cuts up the field for a touchdown. The second half just did not go anywhere near what Rich wanted it to, as they have a punt, an interception, a fumble, and then an interception. On the opposite side, Cokeville able to score on almost every possession, throwing for a couple touchdowns and then finding pay dirt on a rushing play. On an 8-yard pitch to Dayton of Cokeville. That is the older Dayton, Trayson Dayton. This has been, and then the score will end 31-6. Cokeville takes the game here and steals it on homecoming, 31-6. This has been the Freaky Fast recap made possible by Jimmy John's in Evanston and Rock Springs. Freaky Fresh, Freaky Fast every day. Stay informed and stay tuned for the school calendar update. You'll be hearing from me very quickly as I will rush over and cover the volleyball game against the Altamont Longhorns at 5:30. Final score, again, 31-6. The Rich Rebels get upended on homecoming. We'll step aside as this has been a Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel football on 98.3 The Wildlife with live coverage at mylocalradio.com.
When you think about Bear Lake, think family, fun, fishing, beaches, boats, green, and great food. Think water, wildlife, trails, and shakes, snow, scenery, and sun. Think summer. Go to bearlake.org and plan your visit today. Visit Scenic Idaho.
Nothing makes your kid feel like a superstar more than seeing his or her very own Fathead in the stands. Fathead car decals and yard signs are inexpensive and easy to get at Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. Whether it's for the big game or to cheer on the high school band, our children make us proud in so many ways. Show your pride today. Go Rebels! West Star Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, 243 7th Street, Evanston.
Welcome back to the Epic Recreation post-game show. We'd like to thank Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau for helping us stay up to date on what's coming up next week with the calendar update portion of our Epic Recreation post-game show. Bear Lake, Utah, and Idaho, plan your next vacation today at visitbearlake.org. You're going to be hearing me. The rest of homecoming week, we have a lot of activities, including the volleyball game in about an hour against the Altamont Longhorns. That is the Lady Rebels in volleyball taking on Altamont. They are 2-0 on the season, and looking forward to that matchup. Stay tuned for lots of updates on homecoming later on in about an hour as I travel to the gym, a couple 100 feet away. But I'll be there, your voice of the Rich High Rebels. This is Cody Olson. And that brings us to an end of the Epic Recreation postgame show. Make your next vacation an epic one with year-round rentals from Epic Recreation at beautiful Bear Lake. Calendar update was brought to you by Bear Lake Convention and Visitors Bureau, Bear Lake, Utah, and Idaho. Plan your next vacation today. This is Cody Olson signing off for football. You'll be hearing me for volleyball in just a second. Have a wonderful evening, Randolph. Go ahead and support the Lady Rebels in volleyball. And this is Cody Olson saying goodbye for now, and go Rebels.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Thank you for joining us
on this Bear Lake Community Health Center presentation of Rich Rebel Sports on mylocalradio.com. Until next time, go Rebels!